your facial expression, smiles, and any of that begins to happen when you smile, you begin to produce those chemical peptides that actually start to create. What's funny is I can actually already begin to feel people. So I need to get into more of an observation mode. That means I need to just send out the energy and just do some Celtic weaving in a very interesting sitting position. But I need to kick some energies out that don't need to be there. Please mute that, Amy. And so how is our day today? So even though you're feeling like you can respond as better and better, is that lying or is that understanding your energy fields? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's more about how you understand your energy fields. Because if you understand that it's producing a smile, it starts to produce those chemical peptides. Is it hiding? Is it fake? Is it unreal? Well, depends on which mindset you're talking about. If you're in your ego mindset, you probably take offense to it. But if you're in your spiritual mindset, you'll understand the story of what's happening. Sometimes you need to figure out, like getting a hug, so that produces those chemical peptides. Being cuddling up and being an introvert and needing to just be in that space with either a cup of tea or, a warm blankie or just relaxing in whatever form, you're creating chemical peptides. So if you are doing things like smiling when you're feeling like shit and somebody is a naysayer, understand they don't quite understand as much as you do. You need to begin to trust your instincts. You need to begin to trust your love. Hello. Glad you could join me. So it's very important that you allow yourself to understand that life is happening and what are you aligned to? So you get to see life. When I'm looking at people, I can see to the point where they're either to one extreme to the other. But it's about finding that marriage in the middle of the yin and yang of balance. And that's what I want you to do. Now, the first part of this is about spiritual teaching. So if you're really about being awake and wanting to get out of your house, then you're not going to stick around. We do take personal readings. So if you look here, this is where if you're serious, because a lot of people will say they want it, even beg. And then I go to finally get to them and they've disappeared. If you want something bad enough, feel that urge, embrace it, and allow yourself to be ready to receive, because that door will be open to you. But if you have a pattern that says, yeah, but every time I think something good's going to happen and then it doesn't, understand that you have a belief that controls your behavior. You got something that is causing a limitation, which then causes you to see what you see. We can begin to find those. We can begin to heal those. That is what my job is. That is my job as a teacher, a healer, and I see the energy. So I guess that makes me a reader. So just hang in there with me as we begin to learn how we do things. So even if you don't feel good, understand that's your body talking to you. What does that even mean? Well, when your body's talking to you, it's because it knows you better than you know itself, because you programmed it that way. What? What do you mean I programmed my health or programmed my body? Have you ever sat there? Have you ever sat there and just thought about something over and over and over? Okay. Now, have you ever sat there when you're upset and thinking about something over and over and over, feeling your pain? And the thoughts, you're just like, oh my God, I just want the pictures, especially when tragedy happens. The pictures, the feelings, they won't stop. They're just in your face. They won't go away. And you're just about had it. Okay. What you're doing is you're firing and wiring. What's firing and wiring, Brenda? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Firing and wiring is that how you think. When you begin to think, it fires. And if you do it long enough, and you focus long enough, then all of a sudden it wires together and you lay tracks inside your brain. And then after you do it enough, your body then begins to be programmed, because this is how I'm supposed to think and feel. Because it knows you. That program begins to be there. what I've learned throughout my life is that those certain generations, we didn't really have the ability to, at that time, with that level of consciousness with our chakras, was to teach our children, teach ourselves. So there's no blame, but it's coming on the planet. What is emotions? What are emotions? What are limited beliefs? It's learning to question. And when you can begin to help people that don't understand their pain or know what to do with the pain, then you provide healthy coping tools. And it's not just coping tools as much as it's resolving tools, because the body needs you to look at it and realize that it has an innate intelligence far beyond you. And if you can tap into that innate intelligence, you can become your own healer. So you can become a sustainable healer. Because I kept having dreams. Well, what happens if you can't get to a doctor? What happens if you can't get anybody around to help you? What happens? Well, you go in. You go inside yourself, not into the ego where you go, oh, you wish I was dead. I've been there. I've had plenty of those moments. But you go inside and you tap into that spirit part of you, your true, authentic self. And then what do you do? When you tap into that, you allow yourself to find answers, because you get your monkey brain to start to calm down. If you know what tools to even use, a lot of times people say, well, I didn't know them. Well, I've seen people do this. Oh my God. Or, oh my God. Those are two spots on the body that are incredibly important for your healing alone. Now, I heard a aloha and I thought, ooh, I'm waiting for her to say the magic word. Just want to let you know, Trina. So it's good to see new people in the YouTube land. We will get to the readings. Understand, if you're really serious, then Spirit will let me know, because I'll get an email. I'm running 3 windows, or I should say, 3 windows, three videos all at once. So I'm doing my best to scan all of them and what questions may come up. And it's not about what I'm drawn to. If that door is open for you, you'll make effort. It's not about me sitting there going, Spirit will help line you up the best it can. And then I flow with Spirit. Now, again, when somebody says, how's your day? We want so much to talk to somebody. It's about that connection. But what if you learned little things of, this is how I had to cope as a child? Your inner child needs help. Inner child work, it gets a bad rap to some degree, because it's about how we want our society constantly looking, how you can look towards professionals and doctors and other things. But it's about looking at how you were raised. Is it about blaming? No. Is it about shaming? No. It's about looking at the programs that created your matrix, that causes you to be a program every single day, to have that same hell every day. Yes, I can do a reading for all these people. It has nothing to say about me. It's about the fact is I can see the energies. And if you don't like your life, or you're curious about your future, or you don't know what path, these are legitimate questions. Now, I'm going to tell you when it comes to certain futures. Okay? When it comes to these future things, it's like, oh gosh, you know the urgency of having to, I got to make a decision if I do this one or this one. And what we do is we cloud our own mind. Then there are some people that want a particular outcome. And I don't really want to hear if you have something different than I have. That's what the ego says. But yet we reach out. But why do we need to talk? Why do we need to do that? Because it's our way of learning how to get an answer. But if you're more ego, more left brain, and more in emergency mode, then you're not going to be able to hear any of the insights of why you even come to somebody like me. So be very clear of what you're here for. Because Spirit loves to listen and loves to give information. Your loved ones are sitting over here. You have angels over here. You have animals, well, they're in the front, and then you have more people in the back. You have different frequencies and vibes and dimensions. I can't tell you how endless things that I see, but it's too overwhelming. So I always make sure that if they're going to speak to me, we have to make sure that neither one of us burns out, meaning I have to create a connection. So there can only be one representative. Even if you have 20 people on the other side, only one can come through at a time to be a speaker. They come through, and because I was trained to look at emotions, energies, patterns, and beliefs, I'm going to help you unwind your health. I'm going to provide you healing tools. If you really want a reading, and you're like, but I want to know if I'm going to get that job. And I will tell you that most of the time, it's because your past is what's creating this moment. Your past, just have to pick it up and put it in the now, will create the same thing. So how you do anything is how you do everything. But if you're like, but I'm always bad luck. Now it's time to you ask the right question by stating it. Now let's look at why you believe it, why you accepted, why you believed, why you gave your willpower to that. So you've got to constantly see that. Why? It's not happening to you. Everything's responding to you. There's a program running. Wouldn't you like that program to stop? Well, that's where the healing tools, the resolving tools come in. Very, very important. Now remember, if you want to get any readings, because there's so many boards, at the end, if I'm done with the paid and everything else and people pop on, yes, that's when I will start to really do it. But the beginning of this one, it'll all happen. When it comes to feeling, how do these people feel about me? They are going to go through your filter first, okay? What do you mean? Well, no one can show up to you any other way than you let them. If you're so used to rejection, even if that person adores you and loves you, you're going to be not connecting with that. You're going to be connecting to your program and your story. Okay? When it comes to, is it safe? Can I talk to them? Notice, do you have a filter of fear? You need to use a healing tool. You haven't learned to be able to stand up and just say, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get into that ring and get dirty. I'm going to learn how to be vulnerable. But if my fear stops me from being vulnerable, then I've already missed the boat. I've already missed my opportunity. So you heal the fear. The more you stand as your true nature of who you are, you're going to attract better and better and healthier people. Okay? It's so important for you to begin to understand this. So, I've learned that this healing tool that I do, the way that I read, people like to use it as a weapon sometimes. I'd say this is in the wrong hands of the people. But what can you do? Well, I've been in your predicament. I want to know, should I go up to him? Should I talk to him? Well, look at how you feel. If you feel confident, you're going to do it. But if you feel scared, you're going to project something. If you're in the middle of a life lesson and you're used to people rejecting you because somewhere along your past, your inner child says that I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, and you don't hear those stories running or you ignore those stories, then your soul is going to say, can you heal it now? And then all of a sudden, you're going to see it. You're going to see it on the outside. I have some beautiful students, and they're waking up tremendously of looking at how things are happening to their face right now. And they're like, whoa, as they're waking up and beginning to stand back as spiritual, instead of saying, this shit's happening, it is, oh my God, I did see all this. I did see all this. Now I need to heal all this because it's just going to keep repeating and in your face, repeating in your face. So I had a gaslighter or what do you call it? A narcissist, but not a full-blown narcissist. It is one of the things that when it's like I call it chickenpox narcissist, because it's like, even though it has a lot of the same tendencies, it doesn't have to affect everybody the same way. And it spreads easy. It's what happens in a family. If you grew up with one, you'll probably be one, but be of a different nature of one, or the same kind of way that you were treated, you treat others, or you say, oh, I will not do that. And so you go the other opposite way. Understand. Just understand. You're going to be in a situation where you're going to have to see that. It's not about blaming, but it's about seeing your patterns. So if you don't like your hells and you don't like any of that, then yes. And see, this person over here wants my attention really bad. But have they heard anything I said? Maybe they came in late. Who knows? Maybe they came in late. I don't know. But again, if you really want to understand, and if you watch my show, the first few 20 minutes or 30 minutes is about me talking to you with spirit and what they want you to do so you can have a healthier life. If you can't understand the words I'm saying, then why would you want a reading from me? Because I'm going to be reading and helping you get the answers you need. Maybe not the answers you want. And then I can give you tools to help you move forward. If you're serious, then I'd like to see something in my email box. I don't need someone to just do. I'm not like other readers. So, yeah, patience is the key. But at the same time, I can address you. I did start to address your question. I just didn't say your name, but you had a valid point. Oh, does this person like me? How are you doing? And I did start to answer it. Spirit loves to answer these questions. So a lot of times you'll put up a question. I may not be able to see certain things, but Spirit has a way they want to speak. I'm not going to dish all this energy through me if I'm just going to find people at the end that don't even care to stick around to, address it. I love helping, but only when it's wanted. When you ask a question, you're serious. You want the answer. How do you change your life? Well, stick around. You're going to hear lots of ways that you can turn around your life in like an instant. You have to learn how to use and help yourself. Eat, pray, love. One of the things is that you may want the end so bad, but if that's your goal, you have to be willing to go through the journey of discovery, the journey of letting it go, the journey of noticing who you were, that doesn't fit into the new you. Okay, it just doesn't fit in the new you. Now, I am not understanding why I'm frozen, but I am. And this is disturbing as I look at my screen. Now, you guys are fine. You are fine. But what is causing this to be frozen?
No, you're not frozen.
On my other screen it is. Now I'm going to have to figure out why that's not even working. So I can't see anybody's. So here's the thing. I have a live example. I can see these comments. I can see those. But this one, completely frozen. Now it has to cry out for my attention, which robs you from me, from everybody else. So let's look at that. Why does that have to happen? So it's a clue in life. It really is. There we go. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a reboot, refocus. Okay. Is there any free any emails? So what we're doing a little bit further is we're going to have you understand that 2020 is huge because it's about getting out of just being emotionally upset, mentally confused, or spiritually, where the fuck do I need to go? Physically, I feel like I've been beaten. It's about energy. It's about supposed to be bringing the energies together. And when you have this lofty energy that's lorded over you, that 2020 is not about that. 2020 is about becoming equal, about learning you can't live with one. You can't live without the other. One can't exist without the other. And I'm talking about yin and yang. I'm talking about that part of yourself that you don't have to live in such extreme opposites of fighting. So I'm curious, when Spirit says, what kind of thing are we? They showed up the past life cards. I'm curious. Okay. What is it? We're going to be talking about unrequited love in this particular month, week, just today. And it's going to show up throughout the rest of your life about how you're going to. See, it showed up upside down. We're pretty much done with unrequited love, which means now it's time for you to wake up to see the opposite sides. It's time for you to wake up to look at the kaleidoscope of perspectives to unrequited love. The chemistry doesn't match. Okay? Or you love somebody more than they love you. Why does even that happen? You were rejected somewhere, weren't you? You lost somebody there, didn't you? When you feel these pains within yourself, you're going to, this is pretty much what the one person's question was, to some degree. Has anybody come through yet, Amy?
Yeah, I've got like 4.
Okay, let's hear one then, please.
Okay, Miss Patty, she says, please tell me something to brighten my day.
Okay. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to reach for these cards because it's time to help this person wherever they're at. It sounds like it's, life's a little bit of a mess. There's some uncertainty, something that doesn't seem right. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this one up. And here's the card of the giver of light. Okay. What does the giver of light even mean? Well, let's find out. The giver of light is a constant flow of energy which draws from countless realms the seeds of wisdom required for evolution and enlightenment. There is no idea. Sorry, that just scared me. So this is a sign for you. If you don't pay attention to something from an unexpected place will get your attention, distract you. It could fall. It could hurt you. There's all these different potentials of fear. So there's a party that's running fear. Something is running in fear. So let's look a little bit further on that. You're supposed to find courage. What does courage mean? It means take a look at Patty, what healing tool. Remember the free healing tools on medicinewomansolution.weebly.com. And maybe look at the, I have courage, right? Well, courage means you have to be vulnerable. And if you can't really be vulnerable, then you have to ask yourself, why? And then usually you'll be able to feel. Now, what's interesting is I can feel this jitteriness inside of you, Patty, and I can feel it. It's like, so that means that you believe vulnerability is painful. Okay? You may just want to start off putting your hand up here and not having to believe that old pain. Now, it also feels like a habit. You're going to start seeing a habit that comes up, and you're going to need to probably do Wayne Cook posture to help you break out of the habit. Because your body, and this is for all of you, runs on a clock. Your life runs on a clock. The circadian rhythms in your body. So every 2 hours, an organ or a system will kick in. That means whatever issues that you have going on are going to show up. So if your body clock is set to a season, a particular time of the day, a particular habit you do, like for instance, somebody has to go to work and they no longer work at that time. They did it for years. Their body is going to say, well, it's 1 o'clock. We need to be at work. Why are you doing? Why aren't you worried? Hour before that, oh my gosh, why aren't you stressing? And your body will go through all those symptoms you used to do. Okay, just like this person over here that's, is this other person going to like me? And is it going to be in my life? If you're used to that feeling, your body's going to start showing you first, and then it'll kick in the thoughts and make them worse. It's called high beta thinking. Okay, you need to use a tool to calm the body down, or you can tap the body. There's tons of ways that you can do this, but you don't even have to believe your own stories. You have to dig in to find you. Who's next?
Ronnie, anything from Spirit?
Okay, Miss Ronnie. Now, they said that you're doing very well. You're doing very well. The one thing that they wanted to address is this. Let's find out. You're not able to see the synchronicities on some things. And I'm asking why, because you've been doing pretty good. And they said it's because there are times, and I remember how I was talking about the circadian rhythms, that you become ungrounded. And when those times you become ungrounded, it's hard to trust your intuition. They said do a Wayne Cook, maybe take a stainless steel spoon, rub it on the bottom of your foot so you can create a different electrical charges on you. And then maybe take your feet and put it on, it's because it's winter. You're going to have to make sure that you're not around electricity right now. You just need to maybe get a magnet, step on a magnet, mentally imagine that you're grounding yourself, and then bring Mother Earth energy up. It's going to make an incredible difference of how you're going to hear your intuition and your how you believe it. Because say you can get a false positive, which isn't always a good thing, because we ended up telling ourselves and then we believe it and then it's not true. So then it's hard to develop trust with yourself. Who's next?
Sherry, anything from past loved ones?
Okay. So as I dip into the well, you have 14 people over here, but I feel a young woman. Now, what's interesting is that I feel her hair is long and kinky. Now, she's showing up to me this way. Now, sometimes they don't. They show up the way they want. But the way she's walking is kind of like a ghostly appearance, which I don't understand why. And they said, I am a good person. But what? I am a good person. Look at me. Oh, but not them. Okay, so did they have the narcissist? One of the narcissistic things is that I'm a good person, and then treat you not so nicely, then turn around and everybody else will feel sorry for them and not you. Whoever this person is, they said, I've identified myself. They're saying, now I want you to take action and notice that you lose power to certain people. And they're saying, it's time to begin to see that and begin to get your power back. And I'm going to tell you, picking yourself up is a healing tool, a resolving tool you can use, medicinewomansolution.weebly.com. Picking yourself up, look under healing tools. Next.
Late back Dre, I want to know, how does Roannie feel about me, and will her family cause any problems? I plan on surprising her and letting her know how I feel on Valentine's Day.
Okay. Now understand, this is a future event to some degree. It's a dealing with other people's emotions. Now I look as a mirror. I won't invade anybody's space. So knowing this, if you already have an inkling from what Spirit says that the family doesn't really approve of you or don't like you or however that goes, understand this. You have many variables above your head. It's called the quantum field of potential, meaning what you think is impossible actually is possible, and the things that you feel that is possible may be impossible. So you have the choice. So you come into the arena of feeling of fear, get rid of it. Because if you do, you're going to get yourself proof. Because they're showing me that you need proof before you can move. But if you fear that they don't like you, you're going to get proof, and then you can be right, even though it's not right. It's what you wanted to see. So now to answer your question on a different level, because you are on a, what do you want to call it? Here we go. to answer that question, you have to let go of control issues. They said there's a certain amount of control issues. You want a certain particular outcome, and that's actually going to interfere with the way that you're going to be received, because they're going to feel that energy first. Her family isn't aware of my existence. And they're saying that she's not keeping an open mind. Now, this is where, when you give information, don't go back. No, you're not keeping your mind open. That's not what I meant. She hasn't seen different things that she needs to see in order to develop. So when this card comes open, is that they're different in the way that, their expectations are, or they're just different in the way that they do things. So learning each other makes the relationship go farther. But if you want to control that, you're going to end up not being able to. So, basically, how does one feel? I've answered that. Will the family cause trouble? Doesn't have to if you can let those go. Understand that they think a little differently. Stop looking for proof. And they said if you pay attention to the red flags, somehow you're repeating a particular pattern from the past, which means, who is she? Who is her family? Have you seen this before in your younger life? Or is it a sibling? Is it a parent? Is it a relative? If so, you are repeating that particular frequency through this family and this woman. Now, if you were to let go of control issues and you were more open-minded and you stop looking for those red flags to say this is how hell is, then when you're communicating, you can become friends. You can allow yourself to support one another during this time. Wouldn't you like her to be your friend? Wouldn't you like that ability to make a relationship last? So that's what that is about. Next person.
Casey Ray.
Casey.
Hi. Casey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering what message my Grandma Kitty or any guides have for me. I am feeling like I'm having a nervous breakdown, and tomorrow's court date is going to be devastating.
Okay, first of all, you've already said that you're preparing yourself for the worst. And that can actually cause more of an issue. We got to get you to calm down. Okay, we need to get your body to cooperate with what your soul wants. And we need to get you so that you can be more ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to happen anyway. Okay, so I want you to follow along with me, Casey, because this is going to help you, even though you feel like it may not. Now, if your hand rejects off of doing this, then understand that, okay, first of all, Casey, would you be willing to come on live for free so that people could see you and we could do a healing so that people can understand what I'm talking about? Otherwise, if not, then you have to become aware that you're used to muddled instability. This is like looking in the mirror going, this is what I look like. And if you are, sweetheart, notice the number right here, 862-223514. Amy has it up on the thing as well. And once you type, you go to Zoom. Now you have to have Zoom. Oops. Okay. You have to have Zoom. So download Zoom. We'll wait for you and I'll continue to talk. But get the Zoom room. Type in join, type in that number, and I'll be willing to work with you. Okay? Amy, give me the next person.
Roseanne, she's wondering why she's so extremely depressed.
Okay. Now, depression is something that has been the end result of something that your brain can't seem to resolve. Your brain can't resolve. It's something that you can't stop being under pressure. I'm under pressure because I have to show up this way. It could be by your standards or it could be by your family standards, but you have to show up this way. And you're like, oh, and you don't really want to do it anymore, to the point your brain was trying to cope, handle, deal, and pacify. I can't stop thinking about it. Oh my God, it's overwhelm. It's driving you crazy. And what's going to happen is that you're going to end up in a situation where you feel like you're crazy. You feel like you just can't make something stop. Well, what happens is that then depression falls in. Now, if I look a little bit further to heal out of depression, there's a part of you that says, no matter what you do, you can't get justice. Now, there's many others, but they want you to look at justice. Okay? They want you to look at justice. And then I want you to heal that out, which means find a healing tool. Know how you're using justice, knowing how you are in a particular space. Okay? Now we got Casey that's coming into the room, and I'm going to, so Amy, shrink yourself, and I'm going to make Amy appear. Hi. Once we get the gallery setting, right? There we go. And there you are. Hello. Okay, so you're extremely overwhelmed. Tomorrow is a very important day for you. Okay, yeah, look at how, okay, so right now I can feel everything about you, your nerves. What I'm going to have you do, I want you to put it on a scale from 0 to 10 so that everybody understands. 10 is like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. We can see that it is affecting you. So would you say it's a 10, that it's really bad? Okay, sweetheart. Yes. All right, there's several things we're going to do. The first one we're going to do is you're going to take your left wrist. Notice where your thumb is. And we're going to put your finger right here so you can see that first point. Put your thumb here. And then put your finger here. And then you're going to push in your thumb. Now I want you to do this, sweetheart. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold it there. And all you have to do is just hold it there. Now you know what your hell is and you know what you're thinking. Just allow yourself to just have this tool because you're going through it anyway. Let's do some healing. Okay. So just breathe. You don't have to say it out loud unless you want to. We are here to listen, or you can just go ahead and be quiet and heal. And I just keep a check and eye on you and remove and transcend and let go all of the negative emotions and let the energy just transform. And when this begins to happen, I want you to notice how you feel what stableness is. It's like, oh, my floor is stable. I can walk on that. I don't have to worry about the floor caving in. But when you feel like you have something unstable, you have to keep trying to rebalance yourself. And as you begin to do that, begin to notice that there is, so have you expected, somebody expected you to be there for them? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want you just to think about that while you're holding that point. There's all these different things that can run through our minds. All these different things. Very good. Now notice how it just feels like your heart wants to pump out of your chest. You can feel your nerves jumping. You have rapid mannerism speech. If you could talk, you do just. Nothing wants to make complete sense. There we go. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now I want you to notice as you're looking at this particular thing in your life, all of it, I want you to choose one eye to look through. Which eye would that be?
All right.
Good. Now just stare at it. Stare through just that eye. And I'm just telling the subconscious mind we're preserving all the necessary learnings. Put them in that special place where all learnings go, taking all of the wisdom and put where all wisdom goes. And as you do this, you remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now switch eyes, which means take what you were looking at, look only through the left eye now. Now, when you begin to measure this on the scale from 0 to 10, I want you to look at and tell me what number it is. 10 is the worst.
Measuring what?
Are you looking at the pain and the suffering and all of the stuff that you called in that you wanted to heal?
Yes, it's a 10.
Okay, now as we preserve all the positive learnings and start to remove, transcend, let it go, you're going to switch eyes. Now look to the right. You're going to measure again. What is the right?
Feels like a 4 or 5.
Way different than the other. Now we start to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now switch back over to left. What number is that?
Well, I feel like it's still an 8.
But it's not a 10. So
Right.
stare at it. And the thing is notice that there's a part of you, it's like, I don't want to let this go. Start to remove and transcend and let it go. Let the picture go. You can do this. Now switch eyes and look to the right.
Okay.
Is it still a 4 or is it less or more?
I feel like it's more.
Right. Because now you're allowing yourself to really look at it from a different perspective. That's okay. That's what we asked for. We're going to ask the body. Okay, so we're going to just have you breathe in and breathe out. Just nice. So the count of 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now breathe in again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it all out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now switch eyes. We're going to have you look through the left eye, and you're going to tell me, as you're looking at the same scenario as you started with, what number is it now?
I feel like it's at least going down to a 3 or 4.
So you have the ability to notice that you just did some healing inside of you. Yes?
Yes.
And it's down to a 3 and 4. Okay. Now we're just going to have you breathe in again. And we're like, okay, so now stare at this. Now, does it have anything specific it wants to share with you? I mean, what is the main topic of the thoughts? Do you have to be there for someone out of sympathy?
My son has asked his aunt and uncle to take custody of him.
Okay. And that's fine. Why is it fine? Because right now it's about you. And it's asking you to step out of the arena of who your identity is and what's going on and all that love. You don't know where to put it and all of this other stuff that's happening. And we're just in, you're petrified. I get it. So we're going to remove, transcend, and let it go, let it go, let it go. Now switch eyes. Look to the right. And as you do, I want you to notice that it's changing to some degree. Okay? And I want you to begin to have more clarity. And what is this clarity going to give you? This clarity is going to give you this ability to see, not give in, but to be able to see a bigger picture. Okay?
Yeah. To be aware.
And maybe this needs to be done because something needs to help him grow. It may hurt you, but that's more healing you can do for yourself. That's where you can come into balance. And maybe then, we don't know the bigger picture. We just know this is happening. And it can be scary. Now remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Look to the left eye and tell me what number it is now.
I don't feel like it's there. I feel like it's maybe 1.
Good. Now, we don't want it at all. We want to notice that the pain and the suffering and all of that was clouding your vision to be able to see that there's a bigger picture going on. And I can tell you, from what I can feel, is it all will work out. Maybe not tomorrow, but in the long run, this journey, whatever has to happen, it will work out for the both of you in the end. If you keep healing and keep growing, you'd be amazed. Okay? You'll simply be amazed. Now, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now, switch eyes, look through the right, and tell me what number you have.
2.
Good. Now, begin to notice that when you're looking through this eye, there's a part of you that says, but I'm afraid. Are you afraid to let go, or you don't know what to let go?
I'm thinking I'm not really sure what to let go. What
Okay.
the lesson is.
All right. So they're saying that there's a particular feeling that seems to be locked in. And they said that's that feeling of indifference. What? Yeah, indifference. It's not happy and it's not anger. It is indifference. It is a feeling of, but that's weird for you because you're like, well, if I feel indifferent, then it shows that I'm a bad mom. Or can you hear all those nasty stories if you were to just
Yes.
accept. Well, you know what? It's
Definitely
none of our business what these people think. Yes, they can drive you crazy, but they're all going to think shit like that anyway. We have to look that we thought about shit like this ourselves, but we can tie ourselves up in a knot, and that's not where you need to be right now, sweetheart. You need to be able to pull in that higher energy with there. Your body just shifted. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to learn how to bring in the alignment of love into your space, even though it's very chaos. It's okay. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. Now switch over to the left. And what number do you have now?
I felt the 3 and then I felt the 0.
Good. And let's take any residue and start to pull it all out. Bringing in more of the intuition, more of the balance, more of letting go of the judgment. And as you let go of how you think it's supposed to look and how what other people think, let it go, let it go, let it go. You're going to switch over into the right eye and tell me what you have. What number is left?
1.
Now, let's look at this. Why do we still need to look at this? And you know what's going to happen is there's a part of you that says, well, if I let go of my guard, I'm going to be vulnerable and it's going to hurt. Yeah, well, it could.
Yeah.
It could. And if you had this pain, then people may come at you. But have they done any different than they've done before?
No.
No. It might even be more quieter. Okay. So there's a party that says, I just don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want that to happen. I don't. Just notice and be real with that inner child, because now what you're really being is you're being 2 years old and you don't want to be vulnerable because you're like, but I don't want something to take away from me. I don't want this to happen. I don't want disapproval. Feel that inner child just saying, I don't want. Because you can feel it, can't you?
Yes, I can.
And then now let's look at that little girl. Now you're the mama. Go give her a hug. I want you to say, what would you say to your inner child right now, your little girl, and it could be a little boy inside of you. What would you say to them to help them to get over this? What would you do, even if it's just give love? Notice how much
that they're loved no matter what.
Right. And then say, you know what? Disapproval. That's untrue. I disapprove of maybe a behavior, right? Or disapprove of what? And the thing is try to listen. What are they afraid of being disapproved of? Is it the rejection of love? Or is it a part of their personality? Listen to what that disapproval really is.
It's the rejection of self.
Very good. Very good. Now, sweetheart, why do you need to do that? Did you see mommy do that? What did you see? How did you know to even reject yourself? Because you need to love yourself. We need to find yourself. What part of you did you have to reject? What did she say?
It was, I don't know how to put it in words. It was my magic.
Okay, remove, transcend, and let go. And allow yourself to let go of grudges against yourself. And allow yourself to say, you know what? I was only in a learning state. There you go. Remove, transcend, and let go, let it go. And help this little girl raise up the thought pattern and realize that, she can only see from her perspective. Give her some insights, share some insights, grab into your heart and say, here, honey, and then just feel the energy of golden white light coming from your heart into hers and feeling that love, okay? Help her see that she's, that you guys can, there you go. There should be a shift coming because I can feel it. There is a shift. Wow. So now let's remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. And as you do, I want you to just switch your eyes to the left and then right back to the right and then give me a number.
0.
Good job. Now take your hand down, sweetie, and talk to me. Do you feel better?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not shaking.
Yeah. I can see a little bit more joy coming back. Your nerves aren't as bad and it doesn't feel as overwhelmed. Now, when you feel, because you got a big ass day tomorrow, okay? Everything is so freaking uncertain. But just understand whatever the storm is, I can see the outcome is that eventually whatever shit you got to go through, it's going to work out. How you react during this storm is up to you. But I'm showing you, you just proved to yourself right now, wait a minute, I don't have to believe what other people say. I don't have to go there. I don't have to lose myself. I actually can heal myself. You just proved that to yourself. You just showed yourself, even though I may have guided you, you just helped that little girl inside that's been asking for such a long time. Okay, so you're going to be nice to yourself. You're going to work with yourself and you're going to move forward. You can feel the difference, and that's what's important. And now one of the things is you've got proof on video, but you may not watch this video again. Go write it down. Your ego is going to try to make you go back into the habit of saying, no, in order to protect yourself, we have to go into hell. I want you to go, wait a minute. I had an experience. I don't have to go back into hell. Okay? And when because it's going to be huge, when you go to bed tonight, they said the best thing for you to do is remember that spot, left wrist, first position, put your thumb in deep, keep your hand there, because your 41 thoughts per minute start to go nuts. Because we want to calm that down, get into the breathing as you're holding. 5 in, 5 out. Let's get that heart to become in sync. And hold those thoughts. Don't think happy thoughts, just allow yourself to have the thoughts. It's okay. And then if you fall asleep holding that point, that's good. You're going to keep helping yourself come back to center. You're going to help yourself to start breaking the habit. And you don't have to keep living in hell. Okay, sweetheart? You're hardwired for joy. Let's get you there. Now, I'm proud of you for coming on. You're a beautiful woman. And I'm setting my prayers for you that everything works out in your favor. Everything starts to work out in that balance of the spirit, okay? Regardless of what shit our ego has to go through, I can see your energy ball is that, oh my God, I had to go through this, this, and this. I didn't know it at the time, but that totally makes sense of why I'm so happy here. Okay? Yeah. Just focus on joy. Say whatever it is, I know joy's coming, and that's where your GPS is set. And then that is where our prayers are, is that you get to that joy spot regardless of all of the things. For instance, if you wanted to remodel the kitchen, you can't just put new cupboards on top of the old cupboards. You need to take out the old, and that is what's happening. Okay? Because I know you asked in your soul that, why can't I just be happy? Well, Spirit heard you. Spirit heard you. Spirit says, oh, she put an order in. Give her a tracking number so she knows it's coming. Every day we're going to ask her, do you still want your joy? And you're like, oh, but I can't have joy right now. Okay, put it on hold. She needs to focus on her health. Oh, wait. Give her, go. Wait. She's putting on her health. Okay, we want to train you to get out of the health. You asked. Spirit heard.
It's isolating. It's fear. It is. It's fear. It's isolating, and it will keep you there as long as as long as you allow it.
Exactly. But you just proved to yourself that you don't have to. You bravely said, you know what? I'm going to freaking get in the arena. I don't care about my vulnerability. I know what I want, and that is to feel more stable. Good on you.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Good on you. I love you too. And remember this. Witness it. Write it down. Put it on your wall and on your refrigerator, on your mirror, whatever. But you can do this. You've already proven to yourself you can, and you can do it again. And if you need any more help, yes, make an appointment. I have private appointments. I help people all the time. But you've got angels and you've got everything with you, sweetheart. Okay? We love you very much. And thank you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you coming on. Oh, thanks. All right.
Namaste.
Namaste, babe. Okay, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. And so we can now put ourselves into helping to give kindness and love. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Her issues, the hell needed to be addressed. Okay, so you can have, how does this work? Some people say, how does this work? Well, first of all, if you're really serious, you'll feel this urge that you want your question answered. I will take you serious if you email me. Why? Because I've had too many things of people that says they beg, and then they disappear, and then I'm reading out to someone that didn't want it, but maybe somebody else does. So I like honoring those that actually want it. This woman that you just saw, her soul was like, oh my God, I just need not to be in this space. So you saw, this is what every human does. There's no shame in any of it. It is, fight, flight, freeze. She's under stress. She feels the overwhelm. Her brain says, I'm trying to cope, handle, and deal, and pacify. Oh my God, mother of God. Well, let's give her a tool that's healthy. Let's give her something. Spirit says, okay, so she didn't pay. Doesn't matter. She can pay it forward. She can send you money. She can take that and she can put it out in the universe and share her story and her experience. But the biggest thing is her soul says, wait a minute. I know I can heal now. Do you know what we did? We help her reclaim who she is so that she can have strength, so that she can start putting more love on the planet. So she doesn't have to be one of those. No, she can start to grow now. She healed herself. That healed me and all of you. When I heal myself, I'm doing the same for you because we're all connected. We keep putting ourselves individual. But if we go into our inner world and begin to face it and heal it, you'd be amazed at how much more joy will come in your life because you are hardwired for it. Now, who is next, Miss Ames?
Liliana. Or Lillian.
Oh, well, how'd that happen? Hold on. There we go. Lillian! Is that our Lillian?
Our Lillian, she says, I would love a message on a job interview tomorrow.
Okay.
Opportunity came out on Friday, just like you mentioned in the last reading.
Okay, let's see if the door is open for you, sweetheart. Let's look for that door. Is this opportunity the door that's open? Now remember, you don't have, when this happens, you do not have to feel like, oh my God, I missed out, I've done something. No, don't believe any of that ego shit. Is this door open for you? Because opportunities will start flying open for you. We're going to find out. Here we go. So there's a part of you that's not really remaining positive. So deep down, be real with yourself, Lillian. Is there something that, oh my God, so you think this is the one and you kind of losing power to it. And they said, if you heal that and you really let that go, you will find out that your recovery time from this will be so much faster. And then will this job start to be the one? They said there will be a part of you that will begin to go into a space where you will feel that joy that, hey, I'm going to bring that joy in alignment to my job. And then I'll say, is that the one? They don't have to be as assertive as you did before because you're going to get more. So again, is this job one for her? No need to worry. Understand that? No need to worry. So you're going to find out. You're going to find out. Now, don't do what ego does. Don't go and go, oh my God, somebody else got it and I didn't. You're not a victim, Lillian. You have worked on yourself. You have grown. And they said to really heal out so that you can get this is to hold R3D. Hold R3D and heal that out, Lillian. You can do it, sweetheart. I know you can. Who's next?
TP, anything from Spirit about her health?
TP. You know what? So you're so used to, your circadian rhythm says, oh, TP, at this time you're supposed to feel, in which way you're supposed to feel? You're supposed to feel defensive. Okay, so at this time, so now we're just going to look at the times. Pretty much your body clock from 1 to 6, 7, 8, basically 10 out of the 12. So out of the 24, how many hours does she have to be in defense mode? 14 hours you have to be in defense mode, which affects what part of the body the most? Well, as long as you stay helpless, as they said. Helpless means they won't hurt you. So do they pick on you less if you're helpless? Okay. Because they said that this is a way that you started to save yourself. And I said, okay, so if the 14 hours of feeding, what does it affect? It affects the skin. Since it's my TP, I'm going to, and the circulatory, which is the blood. And then it's the spleen, which then overall affects the nervous system because the brain is sending a signal. And what is the brain sending the signal about? I have to remain safe, so I have to go through all of this. What would she need to heal so that she doesn't have to keep you in that pattern? They said first start with L2S because there's a certain amount of bitterness, which is anger and disappointment that you felt from them. And then if you have any anger and disappointment, notice that maybe you felt towards them, so it's either way or any different angles. Because the main thing that pisses you off the most that you haven't quite seen, but they're letting me tell you, is because you had a bystander that did nothing about it. And that's what hurt. But you can't get to that because right now you're still fighting the battles. Okay. You'll eventually get there. All right. Next.
I'm waiting for a reply from Danny.
Okay.
But Kurt's willing to come on. They have a couple big court dates coming up this week. And if it helps him, then he's willing to let her have a quote unquote real session with you.
Oh. Very interesting. Interesting. So what I'm looking at right now is, what did I tell Lillian? What was that? R3D. Yes, it is. Right wrist, third position. Nice and deep. Nice and deep. Am I supposed to answer that, Haim? There's no guarantees, but he's trying to barter. And someone's trying to convince. He's a buck.
Okay. That's what she wrote. I actually wanted to drag Kurt on tonight. He's willing to participate and willing to see if it helps. If he enjoys it enough, I've been bugging him to do a quote-unquote real session. We have 2 important dates this week for the court case for him, and he is overwhelmingly terrified despite multiple people encouraging him that it really will be okay. It's really getting through that issue that he feels is the root of his anxiety.
Okay.
But it is. What can he do to hopefully heal this out and manifest a positive outcome?
Okay. Thing is that, so that's the 1 minute, right? And somebody's paid, so that means the expedite will be coming up in a second. So the thing is that she has to remember that when it comes to another person, you can't change them. You can only be a demonstration. So right now she's giving power away, and she needs to get that power back. And it's not about power struggle. It's about moving into the space that says that she can have this. So what does she need to do? She needs to hold L1D. If she wanted to really help him, and he says he really does, and he's not just saying it to shut her up, then I would have him do R1D. Okay? And he's just going to have to think about whatever the mess is going on, because they're saying really it's about the yearning factor that he can't get rid of. And that becomes something that goes over. So anything that's too far over will end up, you have to get ahead of it. So all I can say is good luck on that. Okay, so Larissa, did you paid, so you have a choice. Now, you can come online. That means you have to have the Zoom room, and there's the number to join the room. If you want the 6 minutes this way, then remember there's a delay, so I'm going to ask you questions, but I'm going to keep going. And then when I see your answer, it may be out of sync, but we can do our best. So you have a choice. You get more out of it if you come into the Zoom room and you type that number to get in here. That's up to you. You tell me right now how you want to me to help you? How would you like to show up? How would we like to do this, Larissa? You choose. Okay. So remember this, when you get 6 minutes, if you come on Zoom, you get more of my attention, you get more for your money. If you don't, that's not a big deal. You still can have it through this way. So you get to choose and tell me, Larissa, okay? It's warm today here. It's bad, but it's warm.
And he says, never forcing, just lovingly nudging, haha. We're gonna pop off and go through it.
All right. Go and do your best. Remember, having measure it. A person, if they're going to be new to this healing and they don't do the measuring, there's going to be an issue because they won't see a difference. Oh, wonderful. Larissa is about ready to Zoom. So we'll take the next person as soon as Larissa comes in, and we will let her in. So while we're waiting, is there another 1 minute read?
We did Teresa. So yeah, no, me.
Okay. Anybody else wants a 1 minute read? Understand. I will be grateful to do that. You just have to email it to us. Now, we'll have to come back to you because she's arrived. Ready? All righty. Oops. Let's get the gallery read. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so I'm not quite hearing you. So take your volume and make sure that it's up properly. Because on this end, now if you're using a phone, it might be in the upper left-hand corner. I'm not sure.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, sweetheart.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay, how can I help you, my darling?
Oh man, I was just thinking like all this emotion that's going on, like it may be relationship, it may be like I'm on the cusp of a change, like I'm transitioning. So I just feel overwhelmed and like sad.
Okay, good. Now here's the thing. They're saying a lot of this energy is that it's an old limitation, self-imposed limitations that you placed upon yourself as a child. Now that you're older and you're growing, that's why you're feeling this overwhelm, because your inner self wants to hold on to that. Your older self is saying, come on. So it's not really the outside that's being demanding as much as that weird feeling on the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're, it's a paralyzed will. So your 5-year-old self says that's towards yourself is that you have to be looking for praise in order to be accepted.
Mm.
Ooh, does that make sense?
Yeah, sick of it.
Yes. Okay. See how much you know it. Be proud of that. Good job. Now we're going to take and we're going to ask Spirit how to help. And just like you've seen before, I want you to take your left hand. Okay. And you're going to take and put 3 fingers up. Now that third finger is where your thumb's going to go. Now notice you have it by the pinky. Bring your fingers over to under the thumb. There you go. There you go. Now put your thumb in that third position.
Okay.
And then you're going to put your finger up here. Now, good. Now push that in, push your thumb in, and then do this. Okay. Very good. Now, you know that feeling inside. You know your story so well. Keep your hand up there. You know it so well. On a scale from 0 to 10, you called in because you could feel this. Is it a 10?
Mm.
Okay. An 8. And you know that there are days it goes up to 10 because you're like, here we go again. And then
on the weekend.
Yeah. And if you were home and you were snuggled and all of a sudden, does that seem to affect you more, or does that feel like you can escape? Which way does that feel?
Like I can escape.
Okay. So when you're at work and in public, does that make it feel like it's hell? Okay. Yeah. There it is.
Like
there you go.
Social events.
Yep.
Family events.
Yep. Ooh, family. That one's a strong one. Mother of God, that's a strong one. Keep your hand up there, girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
Keep your hand up there. Now, Now, what number is it now?
It's a 6 when I'm talking to you.
So just kind of bring your hand down just a little bit to touch your forehead, just a little bit. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a very good healing process. Now you just keep feeling it. As you go inside, I want you to notice that when you were little, you felt very awkward when you're around family. Ooh, especially certain people. Interesting. It's because of their attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, there, because they don't know how to dish out anything nice. And it's like you had to earn if I'm going to give you a praise. And you're like, oh, there's a party. It's like, I don't want to play this game. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now, did this person pass? Because you have an aunt over here that just popped up and is now sitting next to me. And they said, yes, this is an awful feeling because what you felt from them is disdain, like contempt, like, ugh. And you're like, you could feel it. That's why you're like, I don't want to be around these people. That's why you're awkwardness.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to feel that awkwardness, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And I want you to, now it just took my breath away. I want you to take all that contempt out of you. This is their shit that's inside of you. I want you to pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, and give it, just put it. Now we're going to imagine a treasure chest. They don't need it back. They can get it back later. You're just taking it out of you right now. This is kind of like what they pushed onto you so you would behave, or pushed onto you so that you can do something to, instead of show up stubborn. I mean, and they know how to do rewards and punishment really well. There you go. Start to pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. And what your aunt just said that you heard them a lot. So you must be more auditory. You would hear them talking. And then it's like they would speak in a way that made us sure that you took the blame. How other people have to take the blame for their actions. You started noticing this crazy way of thinking. You're like, but, and you could feel it intuitive wise, that that's not right. So were they a kind of a gaslighter? Were they kind of person? You've run into a couple of them recently, haven't you? Where it's like they're the good guy, but you're at fault for it. Maybe not you per se, but you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it actually a female though? Because I feel like it's my partner.
Well, it could. Well,
mother-in-law.
Here's the thing. Whoever is in the past will always be in the present. So if you recognize what I just said of those that are in the present, that is exactly true, because that cord's coming out from you so that you can see it. Okay. Notice how you keep putting up with it, and notice how strong your energy actually has been. This is me. I was okay. I was born to take up this much space. See my aura? And there's a part of you that's like, I don't think I need to shrink it anymore. But there we go. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And as you start to do that, I want you to tell me, when you hear people talk, do you automatically feel that you have to shrink your energy in and that you have to feel very awkward? It's like, this is a place you're supposed to be at. It's like they want you to feel that. Okay?
Yeah, it's so sad.
It is. Stare at it. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Right there. All right, so just hang on. We're going to finish you off in just a second. The timer went off, but that's okay. I'm just going to give you a couple seconds more. And I want you to do me a favor and how you feel that you don't want to be compatible with these people. Okay? You're like, I just don't know how to be compatible. I don't want to be compatible with people that are controlling. Yeah? See how that goes? And I want you to pull it out of your ear. I want you to notice which ear you hear those people. Now, we're going to use the people that are in your life that are fresh. They do this to you. Notice.
Left.
Oh, good. And what number do you hear them the most?
4.
All right. And remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. That means now you're going to switch everything and you're going to listen just out of the right ear. And you're going to hear that same thing again. Okay. And what number is that one?
2.
All righty. Now, again, focus and listen. Listen to the tone, the timbre of how they just kind of trick you. They sound like tricky words. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now switch over to the left. What number do you got now when you rehear it?
I feel like it's 1 or mute. It's
good. We're going to just take out the residue, pull it out of your ears, letting it all go. That's not yours. You're like, I don't need to take on you. I don't need to take on what you want. Remove, transcend, I'll look and listen only out of the right ear. What number do you have?
Nothing.
Good job. Now you're like, yes, it's quiet. Whew, even though you can see them and their mouths are moving. You're like, yeah, but I don't need to flaw for it. Does it hurt?
Yeah. Pardon?
What is your
probably?
Okay. Does it hurt or anything, or does it feel all right? Better?
It went clear. Yeah. And
Good
then I'm
job.
just like, thank God.
Okay, now let's make sure we finish. I want you to just focus out of your left ear. Is there any number left?
I see a 0.
Good job.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to take your hand down, and I want you to notice that awkward, weird feeling. Is it still there?
It's clear.
Good. Now, I want you to
Where?
fill it up with white light, golden white light. Okay? Okay. Now, you're going to imagine with me a golden white light above your head. You're going to grab it. You're going to connect one into your heart. Okay? And you're going to feel how that's going inside your body, protecting you. And you're going to extend this out to those people. And you're going to say to them right now, do you accept this golden white light cord? Ask each one. Do they say yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now leave that cord there so that you guys can develop a new relationship. Okay. Good job. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. And thank you for honoring. So can you feel a major difference from the time that you talked to me and then the healing?
Like, because it was just uncontrollable sadness, like why? Consuming me.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
Yeah, it was bad.
And now you can see, and that's when, now I want you to witness, because when they're around, their part of you may not have to fall for it anymore, because we started to remove that out of your ears. And be aware that they may not even know they're doing that pattern. But you got to decide if you want to respond to that way, because if you respond and you respond like you did before, that habit, you get to choose to show up differently. But if you respond the same way, it is to say, okay, keep treating this way. Okay. But no, you're creating a healthy bond. You're like, you know, I know what you're doing and saying. And then if you can show up differently and still maintain the relationship without, then that's how Spirit's going to help you. Okay.
I'm not going to play. Yeah, I just don't want to play anymore. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
They can learn how to treat you better.
Thank you so much, Brenda.
You're welcome, honey. Thank you. All right. You have a good day. Bye-bye, hon.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, now we're back. And that was very good. Yes, email if you want, if you're serious. And is there any new emails?
No.
Okay. And in YouTube land, somebody had healing journey, but see, they asked a question. I don't know if they're there. See, and the thing is that right here was all the answers. And when I'm in the middle of a session, I cannot answer your question. I don't want to disrespect the people that are in my space. So we're doing really well today. And I hope that you see that these things can own you and consume you. And they make up your health. Okay? But you have the innate healing tool. You just don't know how to tap into it. Now, you can make private appointments with me. You're welcome, Larissa. And thank you again. And you can look at medicinewomansolution.weebly.com and look under healing tools and use the free healing tools. But if you really want to transform your life, then you do want to work with me. Soon I will have different classes available, and you will be able to move your life quickly and effortlessly. You may not really know what you're looking at in your life, but then when you start to see it, you can't unsee it, and you're ready. Oh, yeah, I'm ready to heal this. I hope somebody has major indigestion. Leave me, hey, Larissa, if you're still there, if you can leave a recommendation, that'd be great. Anybody that came on today, if you want to leave a recommendation on my fan page. Now, you may be on YouTube land, but you can come over to Facebook if you do Facebook, and you can leave a recommendation there. All right. Yeah, somebody is. Vicki, are you around? I have this one person, my body seems to respond the most because they're looking for signs and clues. So I need to get my stuff reeled in. I have no idea how long we've gone. Oh, only an hour and 18 minutes. Wow, things are completely different. All right, I need to get out there and start sharing that energy. Whoever is, still in the room. And at this point, if nobody else is paid, then we can look at, and if nobody has put any emails, if you just popped in the room and you would like a reading, then say so. I will give you a minute. Okay. Just whoever's here. If you haven't emailed in at this point, we can see.
Oh, Kelly just popped in.
So Miss Smalls, you paid for what?
Me.
Okay, so what we'll do. Okay, so what we'll do is that you'll be next since you're already here. Okay, Pilly just did an email. Let's take care of that one, and then we will do you live. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. So, Miss Pilly, was there anything specific? All right. So I'll take and who's here that wants me to do that? Good Lord. All right. We have Betty and we have Pilly. Go back to my 1 minute. Pilly. If it hasn't come through, if hopefully it's not something important. Anything Spirit wants. Okay, so we're going to take Spirit. And we're going to do Pilly first. Then we'll go to Betty. So Pilly. Now, I feel like you need some good stuff. And with that's the case, Amy, you have, I think, do you have your chakra cards handy?
Yes, ma'am.
What I want you to do is get your chakra cards. Yeah, the chakra cards. That's what I feel. And here we go. First things first, we're going to be looking at your unity. As the unity starts to unfold, what is it that we need the most about this unity? They said it has to do with ending an era, which means you're going to be cleaning up. That means if your ego self is looking at it, oh my God, bad shit's happening. No, that just means the end of the end of destruction. So you're the point of destruction, the point of deconstruction. But the point is that you're supposed to let shit go. It's time to take and remodel the house. Remodel yourself, not your house as much as yourself. And it says new beginnings. And they says in order to get to the new beginnings, you have to end that. You have to end that shit so you can have the unity so you can create new beginnings. And then I'm going to make Amy appear so it shows that she's picked a card. And the thing is that we are going to now talk about the card for Pilly as soon as she finds it.
Well, I'm looking for the book. It's the vanity card.
Vanity. So they're asking you to look at what's, your vain attempts at trying to do something, or that people are saying, oh, you're so vain. And then you can feel how they're trying to control you. Or is there some part of you that feels like, oh, it's wrong to be vain? Heal all that shit out because you don't really need to do that. And when Amy, what color is that? Is that the fifth chakra? Is 6th or 7th?
It's blue.
It's blue. So it's a 5th chakra. What is it saying?
Okay, the inspiration. We all say we will stop when we have enough, but there's never enough. You may be looking outside yourself for validations. Keywords: environmental tensions, living in an illusion, self-doubt, power to change, lesser compensations, and empty conversations. Keywords: faith, awareness, and transformation.
They want you to be more yourself when you're in public because they said, hello from heaven, just let you know that Spirit did answer you. And they said that you're learning how to make different choices based on your inner world instead of the choices of what people expect of you, because you're not supposed to do that anymore. You're supposed to be more Pilly. This is me. That's just, no more giving up on you. You are the one. Yes, get over. Yes. Okay. Betty. Now, with Betty, we're going to do the same thing. There's a lot of positive things. You grab a chakra card for her. I'm going to look at same way as Pilly's. You got it. Same way as Pilly's. As we go, this is the laws of cause and effect. Understand, Betty, the cause and effect. We want you to go into the middle of being able to balance and understand you're always a cause, you're always an effect, and always looking at it. When you look at this, you learn how to trust. And the yellow card, which is your 3rd, dissipation. Please explain to us what that is. And if you haven't looked it up just yet, we'll wait. But notice the trust. Now, third chakra is about that ego. It's about the top end of how most egoish you can be to hold on to your control, to control the outside. And fear, and it's like, we're done. We're done with that. So dissipation is dissipating.
Okay, beware of being imprisoned by the story that you tell. Do you intend to do what you say? And then a lack of planning does not indicate misfortune. Am I doing what I say? And then the key words are friendship, connection, and assistance.
You said friendship, connection, and assistance. And what they're saying, okay. So what they're saying is that you begin to trust with spirit a lot more. You're going to learn how to stay connected to the healthy alignments, the entanglement cords with people and places and things, and not have to really repeat the hell, because the trust you're building is with you and your higher self and not with you and ego. So you're doing well. Okay, that is awesome. Now, hi, Sharon. How you doing, dear? And we're going to give Amy a reading right now. And Miss Ames, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Put that phone down just for a moment.
Yes.
It's just me and you. So what do you want to talk about?
Oh, my back's still really whacked.
Okay. You are fighting for attention. You are 3 years old, and one of the things your 3-year-old learned was how to tattletale. What happened is it creates the pieces of getting the person you told this to, let's say you told something to your mother, was to get her to be mad at the brother. And it gave you the attention you needed. Now, there's a problem with that as an adult because you're becoming very self-conscious, but you don't want to be self-conscious of a behavior that your little self did. But it's actually, and what it's doing is not allowing you to drop further deep into your thoughts. And you know, with the courses that you're taking with me, you are meant to drop further. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want that part of yourself to be, the 4-year-old's going, I don't want people to know that I maneuvered this. Now, we are just unlearning what we learned as a child. So there is no condemning or shaming, but understand what was her reasoning. You need to understand why. Now, a lot of people are like, well, I don't understand that. That's not about them. You, on that kaleidoscope, you're meant to know that perspective. Now you have to let it go and move into another perspective. Notice how it served you to tattletale. This is going to be one of your great adventures you're going to be taking on. And did it entail a jealousy? Did it entail that, look at me? Did it, look at my Amy, look at my. Okay. What did it entail? Because it's saying that that's what that energy is, because there's a part of you that with the life that you begin to create, you got no one to tattletale to. The person that you vied the affection from, the attention from, in your world over there doesn't exist. And there's a party, it's like, I feel like I'm alone and I'm on empty ground. I feel like I don't have support. I don't know how to be able to have that confidence to be able to financially take care of myself, or find that support with my family and friends without playing the game that I had to play, or how people are still playing the game. This is a very tough one when it comes to peeling back your health, because you're like, so you have to look first. Did you recognize what I said? Did you see it as a child? Did you do it as a child? Do you see it in your everyday life now? Do you see how it was served and how it's used? You have to look at those directions, and you have to decide, does it still work for me? And even if it does, understand it now is not giving you anything. It's actually robbing you. So what do I mean by that? Your life force, you physically need it now. Because now, not like a child, but now the pain was too strong. It was too much that it controls you. And that is what you have to look at, the pain. You have to go through the pain of why you had to go through those maneuvers, why you thought it was important to tattletale. And it's about taking my attention. And in the females, adults, whose attention? The person you wanted to take. So noticing your parents, you had to have their attention because it was like everybody was fighting for attention. And you're like, how can I fight for attention? Can I be the clown? No, that's taken. Do I have to be the good child? Maybe that's taken. How do I have to fight to get attention? You know, was alcohol, was work taking somebody's attention? You know, and so that's when you slide in that position of unrequited love. Remember that card I pulled for everybody? It's about looking at unrequited love. You can't get the love back if everybody's so focused on their health or focused on something else. And so it's like you have to be second best. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, it is such a habit that you have no clue that it's happening. But yet, sneakily, I can see that I do it. Look. And then when you're doing it, it's like, I'm doing it. I'm getting away with it. Well, I'm sorry. Spirit says you're not. Okay. You don't know how to become an I-you in a relationship because you've been an I-it for so long. And the way to get noticed and not be an it was all of those maneuvers as a child would do. You're ready to grow up. So go talk to that inner child. Teach her that maybe tattling is not the right thing to do. And maybe that you could show her different alternatives or give her a healing tool of why she feels like, but I have to, because she feels this great loss or disconnection. Heal the pain of why that had to happen. Okay, it's like just like why would people do drugs? Because the problem isn't the drug. The problem is the pain that the drug is trying to overcome. And the drug, no matter what it is, it's giving you love, acceptance, completeness. That can be scary when you're like, well, just talk to anybody that's gone to AA or drug meeting. It's scary to know that the thing that gave you this acceptance, you've got to give up and you have to go into that hell and you can't use a tool. But without doing it, you're going to create more hell. And you're going to perpetuate more stories that you don't know you need that to keep you and show you that you have to get out of hell. But then you're like, why is hell happening to me? Why is this always happening? You know what I mean? But you're moving out of the victimhood. What are you supposed to do? Well, that you already have the information. Now remember, this is imprinted into your heart. When it's imprinted into your heart versus any other organ, you have been vulnerable. It has hurt. You have done everything you could to claw yourself out of that pain. And now I'm saying you need to address the pain. Don't take away the pacifier. Address the pain. So what I want you to do is I want you to hold L1D. It's going to be in many ranges from having apathy, fear of judgment, frightfully overjoyed, love and hate relationship. I can't cope. It's just going to be just whatever comes up. But understand, focus on why you tattletaled. Go mother that child. Go help her, not punish her. Help her say, yes, your feelings were real. And yes, here's a tool to help you work with those feelings. Help her process through. Give her crayons and paper or whatever she likes to do. Beading, I don't care. Give her clay, but help her. And don't be surprised if all of a sudden you turn into a little boy. We both have yin and yang inside of it. Just because we have vaginas and penises, it doesn't mean that that inner world is we have the same. It is yin and yang. Okay?
Okay.
It's a biggie. Good luck. All right. So we have Sharon in the room, and we are going to just bring her through. And let me just refresh this page so that I can get this ready. Remember to get yourself in position. And there we go. We got it. Hi, darling. Can you hear me? There you go. I think I heard you. Yes. Hello.
My horsey.
Oh my God, it is gorgeous. What kind of stone is that?
Rhodochrosite.
I can never say that one. What are the eyes? Are they a stone or are they just a piece of glass or?
They're like jet black and glued on. I can't really
They're
tell.
gorgeous. That's a really big head. You know, I mean,
Yes,
you showed me the picture, but wow, that looks nice. I love the structure.
Big as my hand. Tim says, I found you one.
Oh, that's wonderful. And your hair is growing so nice.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, when it behaves.
It's
I get that
growing
one.
up, though.
All right, darling.
Yes,
What can I help you with?
what does Spirit want me to know today?
Okay. So what it wants you to know today is how your body goes into habit when erratic behavior, when people go from flippant to nice to being mean to how do they handle their shit to how they take it out on you or they take it out and you can see them and your body goes and it goes into and then it's an automatic response. Does that sound familiar so far?
Yes. I stuttered.
Good. Okay,
I get
good.
upset too.
Yep. Okay, good. So you know that you stutter. And notice that this is that the part of you is that you're fighting your heart. You're fighting yourself. You have to fight because you're like, I don't know what to do with this erratic behavior, except for through time was to take it. And then you started to begin to fight back. So this sets deep into the heart. And if this sounds familiar to you as hold L1D. They said, come from the angle of understanding what I said, but notice how your body has to stutter. Okay, so you're going to hold left wrist, first position deep. So let's do this right now so we can really pull it out. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's go, girl. Oh, now notice how like the energy just hits in the chest and the throat area. It's like robs you of your choice of being able to function. Ooh, there we go. Just notice it. Oh, there you go. You're looking. I'm watching you look at your exes. I'm looking at work. I'm looking at, we're going back to when we were 5 years old. Did you have a neighbor that was, so you know exactly where I'm going? Good. Let's focus on that. Tell me which eye you see that story through. Left or right? Right. Ooh, we need to get it to a nice big fat 10. Can you do that for me? Oh, good job. Ooh. There was like action. I see action in that picture. It's not just a picture. It's like a movie thing. It's kind of violent, isn't it?
No, it's busy.
It's busy. Okay, yeah. So it's eradicated. That's what it's demonstrating. So notice just, there you go. Drop into how all of a sudden it's just this eradicated energy. Just drop in a little bit further and start to preserve all the necessary learnings. And remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now switch over to the left. See the same picture, the same story. And what number is it?
I'm saying 11.
Good. Well, that's telling me that it's dynamically huge. Okay, so begin to notice how you, can you feel how on that left side you have to feel like you have to be more defensive and retract your energy and suck yourself in? I mean, they're saying that you had to take action to survive. There's something about a habit. We're going back to now when we're 2 years old. Okay, so you thought, if I just made myself irrelevant, they'll stop, or I won't have to feel it. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now switch over to the other side, the right side. Or I mean the left side. What number is it?
7.
7. Okay. I know. And you're a little apprehensive. You're like, I don't know if I trust this part. I mean, your eyeballs are bugging out of your head, but you're looking. You're not sure exactly how to respond. You actually saw this inside the womb. Oh, how interesting. You're not sure how to look at it because you felt it first. You couldn't see, so you felt it first. You heard it first. There we go. And now I want you to notice left ear or right ear. Which ear do you hear it first? You hear eradicated behavior. You feel
right.
That's right. Remove, transcend. What number is it? Oof.
Between 8 and 9.
Okay. Woo, doggies, look at that. Okay, so now we're going to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. And as you begin to do that, I definitely want you to switch over to the left ear. And does it sound as eradicated?
6.
Okay, now notice that when you go over to the right eye, what number do you see now?
7.
Good. And then if you just allow yourself to remove, transcend, and let it all go. And the main thing they say to let go is your ego, of how you got to protect yourself from it. And now understand that your ego is also what's seeing it and proof that you have had there and that you have to protect yourself. Just let it go and let spirit in. So let it go. Ooh, yeah, I think of a stone, because all of a sudden I just felt a stone come in. Your horse, you come riding it. Your unicorn just started riding it. Good. That's good. Let's do that. Now, as you switch, go back to the right ear. Listen to your story. What number is it now?
4.
Good. And then when you switch to the left eye, what number is it now?
3.
Good job. And again, look around going, you know what? I can let this go. I don't have to keep this as a way to say I have to keep a reminder of it so that, because people forgive and don't forget. It's a reminder so that I can keep it so that it doesn't happen again. Your part of you is like, but because I kept it, that's why it kept happening again. So you're actually creating and you're communicating quite well inside your brain. Good job. We're just going to allow the cingulate part of your brain to just start to clear out all of that nasty stuff. It doesn't need to be there. We're going to bring golden white light into that cingulate part of your brain. And we're just going to, there you go. Now, switch over to the left ear. What number do you have now?
2.
Good job. Switch over to the right eye. See the story. What number you got now?
3.
Good job. And as you begin to do this back and forth and saying, you know what? Yeah, it's not about forgiving and forgetting. It's about taking my power back. So you're going to take your power back and you're going to let that go. And every time you take your power back, you have to give back the shit they put on you. Start to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And then what happens is that when you go to the right ear, what number is it?
1.
Good job. When you go over to the left eye, what number is it?
2.
Okay. And again, begin to stare at it. There's a part of you that says, but I don't know if I can trust myself to take care of myself. But no, I want
Yeah.
to. So we have an argument going on. So what I want you to do is bring that white light straight down. Bring that white light straight down. And your body knows exactly what I'm talking because it's at there. Now you're going to start feeling a shift in a minute. And if you feel like you have to yawn, don't worry. That's meant to be caused. Allow. There we go. Your whole body's like going, yeah, because I can feel that. Woo. Now, if we do that, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Go to the right eye. What number do you have?
1.
And if you go to the right ear, what do you have?
0.
Good. And as now we go, remove, transcend, let it go, and we switch everything to the left, to the eye, to the left ear. Give me numbers.
1 and eye. 0 ear.
Okay, so look at that eye, and there's a part of you that says, can I just keep the picture just in case? So that tells me you don't trust yourself. You'd rather trust fear and ego. Should you trust fear?
No.
All right, so you're going to take your power back from that, saying, no, I'm not listening to you, lofty little fear. Get it gone. Bring in the light and show that you can actually beam the light out from you to protect yourself. You're going to go to that little child and you're going to give them the ability that they don't have to withdraw their energy because there's eradicated energy around you. Yes, there's eradicated energy. These people are acting. And I want you to feel like there's a force field. You know where the end of your aura is. I want you to feel like near, near, near. You can literally begin to feel the energy as above, so below, all around you, balancing, making a whole bunch of figure eights. Immediately, figure eights, kicking that energy out, rebalancing yourself, figure eights, figure eights, figure eights. Now, I want you to look at the left eye. What number is it now?
0.
And I want you to just double check all sides. Make sure everything is 0. Look inside your heart. Begin to notice a little bit further. How do you feel now?
Like a 1 in the heart.
1 in the heart. There you go. Notice this is your habit. Your habit is that I'm supposed to act this way. Now I'm just going to have your body go into the time. We're going to go into from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we're going to just start noticing that this is where you take and you hold it, and we're going to start to release it out of there a little bit more. And when it's in the heart, pull it out of the heart, pull it out of the heart, pull it out of the heart. So much so that when you go back and you look at the heart, is there any left? Put white light in there. And then when you try to put that 1 back in, it can turn to 0. Do you really want it as a 1, or are you allowing it to be 0?
0.
Excellent. Okay, how do you feel?
What's better? I had a weird dream last night that I was walking through my shop and things were blowing up and things were smoking, and one of the supervisors came towards me, reached for my hand, but his face kept morphing into all the different supervisors, trying to lead me by the hand out of the building. And I was trying to drop biscuit-sized breadcrumbs behind me in case I needed to come back, which is really weird.
Well, now you can understand why. Okay, so that part of you, the leadership inside of you, the supervisor, some type of hierarchy inside says, let's get out before you get hurt. And you're saying, but I need to keep a little bit of the pain. So if I have to come back to this pain, and I think that's what we healed.
I think so.
Yeah, because all of a sudden now you've got this beautiful color. I see some pink going up, and then all of a sudden I see some yellow. So it's like a part of you is balancing. Your chakras are balancing with the lower ones up to the upper ones. So you're probably going to heal up to 72 hours from what I can see. And about within 36 hours, just make sure you're drinking water. You might want to add some lemon to flush out any of the toxins that your body is starting to release, okay?
Okay.
And you could really clean the blood. So if that's the case, apple cider vinegar with a little bit of lemon, you can add a little bit of honey or salt, depending on your ability, how you can handle salt or not. But usually apple cider vinegar and lemon itself can actually, if you balance it just right, won't be as nasty as you think. Okay. Good job. Thanks for playing with me.
Thank you.
All right. You have a good day, sweetheart. Bye.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so now we are back into the space. Oops, that's not right, Brenda. That's not right, Brenda. And I am not sure what's happening here. There, that's the window I want. That was good. Now, just double checking. If you like to be able to have a healing, you understand. Is that Pilly? Somebody else is paid. I think that's Pilly, ain't it? Who paid? Who's Zoe? I forgot who's Zoe. Well, not Zoe. Zavada Alanis.
I think that's Pilly. I've got 1 minute.
Okay. So she's unable to do Zoom, so we can do it back and forth like this. Is that true? She wants to see what her mom has to say. Gotcha. Can't do Zoom right now. All right. Yeah. So Pilly, we'll get to you. Just give me 2 seconds, 2 minutes. Let me get these 2 out, and then we'll be with you. Okay. So who are the first 2?
Okay. First one is Stephanie Marie.
Stephanie Marie.
I saved a cat from the cold last night and wondering if I should keep it or try to find it a home or release it. Okay.
So is the kitty an option? Well, we're just going to throw all these cards all over. So there's a part of you that keeps going, well, all righty. There's a part of you that keeps going into reconsidering. You don't know how to make a decision. They're saying, first of all right, so as soon as you start to try to make a decision, it goes back and forth. So the question then, minus your indecisiveness, is very simply, do you keep the cat? And the answer would be, well, improving your health. So if you're not allergic to cats and the cat gives you that comfort and love, make sure, they're saying make sure that, find out if it does have a home. Do you want to go that extra step? There's a part of them that says, you'll know. Deep down, you'll know. I feel that you don't. Go ahead.
She says she has a dog.
Okay. There's a part of me that wonders. That's why you're wrestling with this, is what I can see. I feel like you need to see if you can find the home. You need to make the effort to do certain things, because if it's supposed to stay, you'll know, because you won't be able to get rid of it. But I think you're supposed to do the effort from what I can see, because they said that there's a part of you not sure if you want to be assertive, to go through all that trouble. If you really don't want to go through all the trouble, then you, of course, you go the long way of taking it to a shelter. But a lot of people don't like to do that. And another card says, yes. What the heck's that? Yes to keep it? No, yes. Yes to, I think someone's looking for it. That's what I feel. Is it a kitten or a cat?
She says, yeah, I think it may have a home.
Yeah, I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Somebody's trying to find it. Now, online, on Facebook, in your area, sometimes they have pet rescues in your area. And there are certain kind of communities with dogs and cats in your area. That what is up with this? Oh, listen to your intuition, they said. Okay, this is their new way of good God, or your spirit guide that's trying to, whoever it is, nicer, please. Next one, real quick, and then we'll do Pilly.
Okay, Corlin Jessica.
Okay.
Carolyn. And she said, I saw your live for the first time tonight. I was interested in your 1 minute free reading.
Gotcha. Pilly, after this person, you'll be next. And you said,
sure.
Okay. Not sure what?
Which room she's in.
Okay. And her first name was what?
Carolyn. Corlin.
Starts with a C?
Yep.
Okay. Carolyn. I don't know what room you're in either.
Carolyn Jessica.
Ah. All right. If you're really serious about getting a reading, understand. Email it in. You'll get your reading. They want you to reconsider something. They said that it's important to reconsider. They said that they know, you know what it is. You said, and they're showing me that, like, what are they talking about? Get out of that moment, because it's sometimes when you get in that quiet part and you're trying to resolve something, they want you to reconsider, because they said that hello from heaven. They want you to know that when you reconsider, then you are learning to seek, which means you're opening up, you're broadening your horizons. As you broaden your horizons a little bit more, then what you're going to do is you're going to notice that certain relationships need to be readdressed and reconsidered. And you are meant to stop letting people dictate how the relationship goes. It is learning to say, no, I do not accept being treated that way. I'm done. And once you do, and you start taking your power back, you may want to do some free healing tools, such as Heaven and Earth, Connecting Heaven and Earth, Celtic Weave, and a hookup. Because when you accept their behavior, what happens is that they think that's how they can treat you. And you're learning to reset and say, no, I don't want to be that. You can get the free healing tools at medicinewomansolution.weebly.com and under healing tools, and look up what I just said. Bunch there for you. So again, if you want a reading, email it in. You'll get it. And Pilly. Okay. Yeah, you can when you email, you can ask your question in the email. You're absolutely right, Pilly. So Pilly says, what does my mom want to say? What do I do with her things? Okay, good question. All right, Spirit. Where's she at? Oh, she brought you flowers. Well, are these for Pilly? Oh, no. Oh, sorry, Pilly. These are mine. Okay, she gave me flowers. I'm going to put them in a vase over here. Thank you very much. She says, but notice how you feel toward yourself. She says, what are you going to notice the most? Is that you're going to be wrestling with, you want me to really say, inner demons, arguing with yourself, letting the sentimental stuff that isn't really meant to be sentimental. She says, if you, something about a clutter bug, she says, take just and say, I value these 5 items. And I'm going to give the rest and be done with it. Now, I'm going to first find if anybody else in the family, unless you are really, is it those 2 people again? Whatever you choose to let go of, make sure, really? Okay, I don't know if you're going to be wrestling with the idea that they shouldn't have it. Maybe that's what you're wrestling with. But they said you have to just let those items go where they meant to. So you say, okay, thank you items. We're going to let you go where you're meant to, and trust that factor. If you feel like the rest of the family needs to come in and pick, let them. If you feel like you want to take and get rid of it immediately, then you take it to Goodwill and then donate clothes. Most people sometimes take clothes, some people don't. Go to recycling centers. If you feel like you want to make money off and you have that time, fine. She says, then put it up, see if it's worth anything. But at the same time, look for maybe a woman's shelter. And if you have people that are on the street that need help, and I have all these purses and all these little items, you can fill them up and then give it to the people on the street. If there's very specific things of winter coats, you could pass them out for the homeless. She's going on and on about giving it to appropriate space, but they know where they need to go. So don't have to worry about certain things unless you wrestle with those demons. She says, besides my things, what? Something about a piece of jewelry. Now, what are you showing me? That I don't know. Okay, it looks white. It might be a symbol. I'm not sure what this is. She says, the piece of item that you are to look at, I want you to notice that I had thought about you, that I felt like this piece was meant for you. Now, you may not agree, but I do have a lot of love in that for you. Okay? Yeah, like Amy says, if you decide you want to make a quilt, if you're into quilting, take out pieces, make pillowcases, quilting. But she's saying, if you do that, you may want to take and spray it with lemon juice. You want to clear out the energy. And if use your bobble wand on it. Use the intention of clearing out any negative arguments, negative things, clearing out so that you can feel that goodness. Because when you use the bobble wand, she says, because if you take something of an item that's hers, it could attract, if she was really sad, then that item could attract sadness in the area, and then you could feel vulnerable. Clear it, clean it. I'm not sure what kind of piece it is. I just keep feeling that. Okay, even if your dad wants you to do it now, you may have to take all that stuff and put it in a spot until you can do it later, until you can do it the way you want. If you're willing to put it into a shed, if you're willing to do that extra step, you can do that. When it comes to this piece, I just don't know how to explain it. It's not pearl. But I just see this white piece. And she's telling me it's like a symbol of some sort, because do I have it? No, I don't. Is it a
rosary?
Oh, wait, is it something like that? No. Okay, this isn't going to make sense to you, but hopefully it will make sense to you. This piece, she says it has an interesting design. Now, she's showing me that, like, when you take the indigenous tribes, they have very specific symbols that really mean something to them. Like sometimes it looks like a hook and a curve. It could be a piece of jewelry, or it could be just think of don't it could be just in the jewelry box or something. It's something, but it's how they got a hook and a curve and a swirly or something. It's a weird design. It's an interesting design. It reminds me, she just made soap smell, so it could be made out of soapstone. I don't know, but why is it white? She's saying, notice how it's carved. So it might be carved out of stone. It could be carved out of something. Was she into wearing certain jewelry pieces that were, she says, you'll know it. She says, don't drive yourself crazy if you can't find it. It'll pop up when it's tiny. You really think I have one in here? I didn't think I had one here. We're on camera, woman. I keep moving it. Well, it's because I don't think it's there. Okay, so sorry, we're arguing.
Something she got in Hawaii, maybe?
Oh, that could be it. That could be it. Okay, that could be it. Because it's what? Ding, ding. Okay. see, the thing is it's all about charades right now. And, oh yeah, there's something there. So get that and look for it, because she says, you'll know, because it's not, is it small? No, medium. Is it bigger than a bread box? Smaller than a bread box? Smaller than a bread box. Is it, we're going to play this game. Is it bigger than this? Yeah, so it's bigger than my deck of cards. Does it have a picture on it? There's something about a picture on it. But anyways, look for it. There's something, because and it's not, she says everything's a mess. Everything's messed up. Everything's messed up. Energetically, she can't see where it's at. But she knows what she's trying to say. But again, it's the receiver. I'm doing my best on charades. It's the representation of something of that particular culture, maybe. That's the best I can do. I'm sorry. Wish I could do more. Tell her I love her. Kisses. Oh, she's giving me a box of Valentine candy to give to you. So she's aware of the holidays that are coming up. So yeah, it is February, isn't it? I never know over here because it should be cold and it's sweating your balls off if you had any. All right. She says, you're doing well. Echo, echo. Okay, that's good. That was good. Okay. Yeah, I know I didn't fail you, but it's like apparently I have to work on that. Okay. So is there any more? I'm going to check to see if there's any more PayPal, if anybody else has paid, and I don't think they have. And if we've done with that, then let's move over to any more 1 minute reads.
Yeah. Cindy Shepard would like to hear from her mom, please.
Yeah. You know what? Cancun. You're right. It might be that. Sorry. Sydney Shepard? Yes? Say it again. Didn't hear you.
Cindy.
Cindy. Gotcha. Cindy. Okay, Cindy. I feel like I'm walking. It's like I'm blind. I don't know what that was about, but I feel like I was blind, and I keep going and trying to feel around. The territory isn't very familiar with me. That's what I feel like, and it's like you don't feel like certain things are compatible. Back and forth. It just doesn't feel compatible. But there's a habit. This is a habit. They said it's a habit. Feeling blind, feeling like certain things aren't compatible. And I said, well, what else? And they says, well, there's a lot of ups and downs emotionally, situations, just things to get your attention. And then it's like, they don't need it once you give the attention. And then it's like, I'm just awkward. I'm not sure exactly what's, now I've got swamp legs, which means you're around a bunch of people that have a lot of resentment. And they're saying that you don't realize it, but because people have dropped into that, their nice words actually are criticisms. Are you hearing it that way? No, they're actually delivering it that way. How interesting. And they said that you're working through your second chakra. You're learning how to have relationships with other people. Oh my God, now my nose itches. And that they could actually be causing us. Really? Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, it's a clue. I got it. Your nose, there's something about that okay, got it. Shh. When a person is intolerant, a sensitive, or an allergy, you can cause your body to react as if you have an allergy. So even if you're not allergic to certain things, certain triggers of people, places, and things can make your body act as if you're allergic to it. And your body is saying, this is how I say, I don't want to be in this energy. That's what it's saying. Okay, anybody else? Sajada. Sue. I just feel like all of a sudden it's like, standing behind you. The fear of judgment. How interesting is that? I'm looking over here going, But I keep hearing you talking back and forth inside your head. And you're like, I don't know, should I or not should I? Remember, you're hooking yourself up to people that are quite not ready for Sue, the new Sue. But you are slowly weeding. You're weeding out. But if the more you are authentically you, they'll fall away. You don't have to worry about running them away. It's up to them. If they want to be part of your life, then they'll stay. But if they don't really feel like they click, let them go. You got to learn how to pick your energy up and put it out there, because you were born to have this space around you. And the more that you are you, the more you create a stability, which then lets those people go, and you start drawing in new people. And that is where you then have to decide, do you need the awkwardness to control you? Now go in and talk to your inner child that's about 1.5 years old and help her. She does have a question. All right, for you, Sue, yes, you asked the question. I'm going to go over to Champagne here. And while we're waiting for Sue to... Champagne. Let's talk about that. They said that there are something to do with, there's influence by religious upbringing or spiritual path. So there's some type of influence of that nature. Because of this, it'll cause you to reconcile, and maybe, are you supposed to? No, it is old patterns, reconciling, and when you don't really need to, or you shouldn't. But they're saying, notice that you may have to change the way that you look at things, because it's like, I have to do it their way. No, you have to find it your way. And it's your way is not the inner child where it's frightened and it has to follow and do what mommy and daddy says or what the church people say. They're saying because you're not able to flirt. You're not able to be you. You have to hold back. And they would say when you hold back, you can't have that passion. So when you're in certain relationships, there's a certain amount of... I don't want to say walking on eggshells, because I see walking on eggshells and then I see you have to be aggressive. And they're saying you need to find that third option and find that new love, the way that you love yourself and the way you want to display love. And then when it comes in, you have to heal all of those energies that says, I do not want to live that way. This is the way I want. And you're going to find it. You're going to redo your reset and redo your life. Sue, okay, there it is. What do I need to heal to get a source of income? And it is completely okay if you don't answer. I have just had an interesting week in reference to job interviews. Okay, so the question is it something she needs to heal? Something you need to connect with. So it's not about healing something, it's being connecting with. Something that does she know that's about herself? It's opening up to a new field, something that you've never thought of before, because you've always had yourself in this box saying, it's got to be this way. I know it has to be this way. They said they want you to open up to a new adventure, deliberately take a job that you don't think that you'd fit, but you're like, okay, I'll give it a shot anyway, because there's something to do with how you're supposed to learn something about that. And then there's a great amount of growth that's going to happen. Because of that great amount of growth that's going to happen, that's when all of a sudden you're going to find more of your new path. So your path switch is happening, but you need to jump it over just a little bit more to get the new path to arrive. And again, it's going to feel uncomfortable because you're moving out of your comfort zone of how you had it in a box. But that confusion is good, because once your ego lets go, then you've created a new safety, a new stability, and a new security, because that new you is waiting for you to help it. Veronica. What's uncomfortable? Something about in the heart area. It's like it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. When I'm looking at this, Veronica, it says what is uncomfortable. It's like you had stored pain. What age? Your 4-year-old self stored some pain. It stored some energy. What energy is it? It is taking the blame. Where is this energy stored? They said literally it is stored in the blood. And so it's in the circulatory system. And so as you begin to be with your circadian rhythms and you start to change who you are, you have got to go back to the old habit of blaming yourself. And I'm like, okay, we need to break this habit. And they said, yes. And notice how you keep yourself in check because of that pain. Oh my God, somebody's like, put the fear in you that you had to take the blame. There's a part of me that doesn't want to breathe deep. And how you keep yourself there is you go and you feel awkward. So we will want, can we roll that out? We are going to roll out, finding my particular magnets, and that's going to ring. So we need to roll out, taking the blame. And how many times would you like to do that? Why that? I've never heard that. Because it's towards self. Taking the blame towards self. Roll out 8 times. Okay, so I'm going to send this out on the grid. You can follow along. You can get a refrigerator magnet or use your back, the front part of your hand, because this is a magnet as well. You're an electromagnetic being. You place your hand here or your refrigerator magnet, and you have to say, and they want you to do this 8 times, and that is taking the blame towards self, taking the blame towards self, taking the blame towards self in the heart, taking the blame towards self in the heart, taking the blame towards self in the heart, removing the blame out of the heart, removing the blame towards self out of the heart, removing the blame of, there we go. One more time for it's, removing the blame. So you're out of the heart. The part of you is like going, but, because that's your identity. It's like if you had a reconstruction face, you would look in the mirror and go, who is this person? How are you going to receive yourself now, Veronica? And you have to begin to become aware. How can you receive yourself with the new you? Catch yourself when you feel like you have to take the blame. Say, no, I don't. That's not my energy. You may want to do Wayne Cook healing. You may want to make an appointment with me. You could do Celtic weave, the hook up, the zip up, free healing tools under medicinewomansolution.weebly.com. And is Kauai, if you're there, I will give you a read. You decide. If you're still there, say, yes, I'm here. In YouTube land, you're here. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Vicky. Vicky has the same question. So while we're waiting to see who else is, we're going to go jump over to Vicky. It's the same question. Okay. Same question. The question in this case, do you have to heal something? No. You have to be free. What are you free of? Free of how you used to do it? You have to free of yourself of, I hear a demand. Is this a standard? So do you have any set standards on yourself, Vicky, that you have to do it a certain way? Because if that's the case, it's going to limit you terribly from having a job. They said, kind of like what I told the Sue, you have to first heal out. You will have to heal this out, but you notice that it's the idea of, if I let go of that standard, then I'm worthless. And if you're going to heal that out, you do R3S. But noticing that you have to readdress your standards, which doesn't mean you drop them below the belt. It is, you know what? I'm going to go out and trust spirit, and I'm going to realign and try something different. And they said, notice that towards yourself, you have been seeing broadcast messages galore of how your past was. And there's a part of you that's learning how to reshape yourself. So as soon as you start to really dig deep, all of a sudden you're going to see more opportunities, just like you did before. And when you learn how to expand that energy while that chaos is happening without causing affliction or feeling you have to get back, because that inner child is saying, we're changing, we're doing it, Vicky, we're doing it. Aha. So, Shar, I'm just going to call you Shar Kawaya. Will these mean people be able to bully me if I'm not around? Okay, first of all, we can see that the energy says that I'm being bullied. Okay? And we have to find out. Now, we are electromagnetic beings. That's somewhere our thoughts are electric, our emotions are magnetic. So why is that soul part of you magnetically pulling in? What is it you're supposed to see? And what you're supposed to see is that, oh my God, point. And it says that it happened to you when you were inside the womb. Now, is this something that you would roll out? No, this is something that you'd have to understand is your soul came in to say, this is how you feel towards yourself. You feel like it's okay. So what is it? And the bullying, they come to you because it's about, you have to live their life their way. Now your soul chose your mother. But while you're in there, you could feel how she was being controlled by the environment. You felt the bullying energy while you were in the womb. Now, what's also is I'm getting swamp legs. That means that you have you're around the environment, or environment she's around, or even the environment you're on, is very resentful. They are disappointed and angry, and it's okay to take it out on you. No, it's not okay to take it out on you. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you get people that are bullying you, even if you pick up and you move, you're going to take it with you. If you think that killing yourself is going to make you go away, no, because you're going to recycle. You still have the same issue to do. So let's heal this. Okay? If I said to you, you could see it through your eyes, which eye would really tell you? I see them every day. I've got proof every day. There they go. There they go. And I feel like maybe it's more in your left eye. And when I'm looking at it, I can see it's a habit. It's like every day to protect yourself, you got to see that they're bullying. And it's like having, if you look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, you know it's you. But let's say all of a sudden you put a mask on. Could you really see it's you? If you had your face distorted, could you really see it's you? Part of your identity is people bullying you. You have to unhook that. Now, I would definitely say you need to make an appointment with me, because that owns you and controls you, and we have got to get your power back. You can do it. Oh, I don't have money. That's fine. You go under and you do your best. You keep disrupting. Your strategy of your everyday life is, I have to see a certain amount of people that do all this shit to me just so I can feel like I can live. This is how you felt as a child. This is how the people in your environment, this is what you felt. We need to disrupt that signal so that you can actually be happy and healthy. And we can whittle all of this away, and the universe will start making them zig and pulling them out of your life and bringing in newer, healthy people, because you are worth having your space. You came in to be born with your space, my dear. Okay? So if you want to try, you go to medicinewomansolution.weebly.com, look at all those free tools, and notice. There's different tools. I would do cord switching first, maybe, just to pull out their shit, because you can feel that bullying on you. And then you take back your power because they took it from you. Again, look at what that free website, free web healing tools. Do your best. If you feel all of a sudden somebody's doing this to you, go into the bathroom like you have diarrhea. It's like, I got to leave. Okay? Because right now your body is doing an arrested development. It's frozen in fear, and it has to feel like it has to take it. And we have to get your will back. The only way we can get your will back is we got to get you to say, I accept this. I do not believe it anymore, and let it go. Now, hope therapy, which is what I do here, but you can't, you have to get rid of it. You have to get rid of that believing. So you can go with emotional freedom technique. Even though I believe that they are hurting me, I believe they have the power to. I believe that I have to be bullied. I believe I deserve it. I believe that's the only way I see things. I believe it. I see the proof, and do the EFT, do the full gamut of rolling your eyes and counting. If you're not sure what I'm saying, watch the full video. Get it. Do it slow. Do it. Okay? Yes, those are peacock feathers in that corner of the room. Yes, I love me feathers. My wonderful fans have dropped off feathers and gave them to me. Let's see.
I have emails.
Oh, good. Email. Tell me.
Okay. 2 seconds.
And we love emails because we know that you're listening. Well, even if you're not. I did my part.
So, what to do next on her journey, and would also like to hear from her boyfriend's mother.
And the name of that person was?
Leah.
Leah. Okay, sometimes when you speak, I don't hear that because of the audio. So that's good. Leah. There's a lot of impending doom. Yours? No. Ooh. What was that question again? Say it again.
What to do next on her journey, and was also wondering if her boyfriend's mom was around.
Okay, so I feel a lot of impending doom, and it's about taking that step on the journey of life. But understand that is just the ego's false way of trying to control you and you just stay in your comfort zone. If you want to remodel your house, you have to take out the old cabinets first before you can put in the new ones. Be aware of that, because they said that so you don't have to look at it as that it's terrible. You don't have to copy everybody and go, oh my God, shit's happening to me. Say, oh, this needs to go. Closure needs to happen. How is my reaction to this? Now, someone's on the other side. I feel like they're a little bit, don't take offense, but something, I can't put the accent. A little bit Jewish. No. What am I doing? I can't feel it. I don't know. Somebody has a very way of expressing themselves. It's not coming through. I'm so sorry to do injustice. But they're coming through, and they said, break the habit, but fall in love with letting stuff go and creating new, because you got to let go of all this other stuff. Don't stop seeing it as impending doom. You don't need that. And if you don't know how, heal it out. So who is next?
Okay, Marianne Coughlin.
Marianne, yes, we got your email. What was her question? Does she have any?
What do you see around my kids and I?
Well, first of all, I see fanatical energy, and I see severed love. Now, as I'm watching this entanglement go all the way back, somebody's tapping me on the shoulder saying that I am a relative. I feel like it's more of a mother figure, a grandmother figure. It's definitely a feminine that has a hierarchy. They're breaking the rules. And I'm like, what do you mean they're breaking the rules? And they said, well, it is what I had is the rule. Now tell them the pan story. Oh, I get that. Okay. The story is it passes down through generation. One day, one man walks up to his wife and says, why do you cut the ends off the ham? She says, I don't know. My mother did it. Well, let's go ask her. Hey, Mom, why do you cut the ends off the ham? Well, I don't know. My mother did it. Well, let's ask her. I cut them off because my pan was too small. Get a bigger pan. Which means don't have to keep doing the same habit. You don't have to do it just because somebody else did it. You can break traditions. And instead of being, change things up. That is what I feel. And as far as, oh, wow. I'm just going to break into this. You may have the severed, I get the severed love. Is it form of punishment? No. Is it form of tough love? That's okay. Understand that tough love, but it's what you're doing to yourself in the meantime. And it's about healing that heart, whatever it is. You feel like there's just not, you can personally be looking right at you. You just can't feel that particular love. And it's like you accepted the pain and said, that's it. I have no choice. And I feel hopeless. They're saying that you can heal those emotions out. You can do that. You really can. So we have Sonia that's also paid.
I have one more email.
All right, one more email.
May I have it's for Nicole Blanks? May I have a message from guides?
From Goddess?
Guides.
Oh, guides. Yeah. That's all of you guys. Yep. They're all green. Oh, they're actually comical. Huh. Well, who's got one? Come on. You would like, you're used to getting a reading a certain way. Is that true? Well, you don't want her to hear it the way that I would do it? Just give her one of these. All right. This one. You like this one? You're going to make me read. Not that I can't. It's just that when you're channeling, English doesn't look like English. You miss someone. Oh, God, Mom, my heart's about ready to pour out of my chest. Is that true? You miss someone? Oh, holy crap. The message is saying that it just really notice how you're holding on to the past. Refusing, not allowing yourself to get over a lover or a friend or whoever it is. And you're hoping that that certain feeling will fade. Mourning for what was and what it should have been. And I'm going to tell you that because they're saying that's very old. Oh, now my trade is to be a healer by trade. And that is the simple thing is that your soul is telling me it wants to heal. You feel like now every relationship you've had after that is that you became an it instead of the I, you, the thing that you remember. So you're addicted to having that relationship because you compare every relationship from that. And you can't get that same high as you got from that one relationship. And they're saying the person, what? They just tapped me on the hand. And they keep trying to get your attention, this person. And they said, but you go into awkward because you don't want to let it go. Because if you did, that means you have to actually let them go. Have you made it to the other side? Yes, they're already there. They don't know how to communicate with you because you don't have that. You see that hat there? My mother died in 1992. This didn't exist until 2015. And I did not know that my mother, but she kept communicating with me all the time. And she ended up communicating with a friend that I made here in South Australia. I lived in Michigan. And the next thing you know, this lady leaves this hat behind. And I said, hey, you left your hat behind. She says, just keep it. Now, prior to that, I had heard my mother talking, and she kept saying Angora because she loved poodle skirts and Angora. That was her era when she grew up. And she said, look at the hat, look at the tag, look at the tag. I looked at the tag, it says 50% Angora. I'm over here going, where am I supposed to get Angora? I don't even know where to shop for anything. And it walked right into my door. It was right on my couch. Spirit gave me a gift. And I would never have gotten that gift if I don't heal the pain. If you don't know how to heal the pain, then you begin slowly putting your hand on your forehead, allowing yourself to get out of stress because of that situation. Keep your hand there, and you're going to slowly bring yourself back into allowing yourself to let go of the pain that owns you and trying to control you. And then slowly, you can do other healings. You may want to just make an appointment with me. Okay. Sonia, where is Sonia? Marie, where are you? Oops. If you want to come on, understand, right here is the Zoom room. See the number? And come on in, sweetheart. Come on in. So Marie, if you don't want to come in and you want me to do this one-on-one this way, that's up to you. You just have to let us know. One way or the other, we will do that. While I'm waiting for her to come in the room or communicate with me, is there any other emails?
Yep, I've got to Alexandra. My question is about my current path of life. I just recently started a business. I wanted to know if I am on the right path with it, and will it work out for me? And am I ever going to find my soulmate?
Okay, that's a lot for 1 minute read. So the very first part is that are you on the right path? You're sorta. You have been not committing yourself fully into it because your heart is longing for something else. Will it work out? If you have that yearning, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult because you have to put more into fruition. It's got to unfold, and resculpt it just a little bit more. You have to tweak it a little bit more. And if you were to do that, then you start coming more in alignment with what it is. And when you do this, they said bridesmaids, if you watch how she just decided to give up on all of her pain and start diving into what she loves again, then everything will start coming to her. So she's going to learn in the idea. She's going to learn how to bring in that energy that she received before of being joy, and I can do it. And the more she does, she's going to get more self-esteem. That is what's going to happen. Okay? And Sonia is here. Now, Sonia. Hi, dear. Is it okay to make it big so we can see you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, wonderful. Amy, you know what to do, and I've got to figure out how to get out of this view. That's not it, Brenda. There it is. Wonderful. Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Yes,
today.
I see that. It is a different type of energy. You look like you got energy hitting you in the back of the head. How interesting. So tell me what you need from me, darling.
Just a reading from today. Just whatever spirit.
Okay, gotcha.
Just tell me today.
Okay, that's fine. Spirit, what is the next thing that she needs to know? And the soul said what the things that you need to work on is simply it's time to be brave. So being brave is different than fighting back. Okay. So Can you see where they want you to be brave?
Yes.
And is it about the being brave to taking action?
Boundaries, yeah.
Boundaries. Gotcha. Okay. So in this case, Spirit says that you've been taught through time that you have to do certain things because others expect you to do it out of sympathy. It's like they know how to push your button so that you have to give them sympathy. And you're like, part of you's like, I'm so done with that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And they said, become fully aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
But they said it's a habit. So, my dear, when you look in the mirror, you can recognize you. Now, if you were to put a mask on and you looked in the mirror, you may not realize who that is. Or if you put different kind of makeup on, you're like, but something don't look right. And that is what a habit is. It's like an identity. If you are used to that habit and you're trying to say, I'm done with that habit, what does it give you? It gives you something to recognize and be familiar with. Who would you be without that hell? And that's where it gets tough.
I can recognize the new me.
God, good. So
I'm actually starting to recognize the new me.
Good.
A little forceful, a little stronger.
good. So understand that's your goal. That's your GPS. And you're going to every day, Spirit is going to be asking you, you have to let this go, or you can start summoning a certain part of yourself and recognize that, yes, this is me. And then you can let go of that old identity. Now, habits, there's more habits. Oh, God. Okay. My stomach is going nuts right now. They said that somebody will throw some erratic behavior into the mix. And it's like a jump rope, but it's like here, they know that, oh, if I do it just right, I'll knock her on the floor. So they throw it out.
They've been doing it. I've been reacting much less.
Oh, yay. Okay. So now she knows. What do you want? Notice it's because they have low self-esteem. And the more you get self-esteem, the more you're going to look at it and go, I don't have to respond that way. And they may have to.
That's what I'm starting to do.
Good. And when they throw a tantrum, just look at them as a child and say, do you see the timeout corner? Or do you see a chair there with your name on it? There's a part of you that's learning to show up completely different. And you says, you know what? I understand your emotion. Here, have a healing tool. Slap their hand on it. You go sit there and you calm down now. Okay. Or you may have to put up a chart. Are you feeling this? Okay. Use this healing tool. Okay.
I'm actually starting to make suggestions, actually.
Good. Because now you're going to start becoming that strong woman, and they want to. Okay. That sounds weird.
I'm not quite sure how to handle it. That's what's occurring right now.
Yeah. It's like they need a mother. It's like they needed a mother. But they had a play toy, but now they're actually realizing that they need to grow up. Ooh. Oh, they're going to hear this later, aren't they? Okay, that's no big deal. The point is, there's a point of view that you're like, but I also know that I am supposed to stand up. I don't have to feel like the little child that's getting hit. I literally need to be able to say, no, thank you. So yeah, you're raising yourself. That's good. We're still looking at habits towards yourself. What habit towards yourself? They want you to notice that you can be your best friend. They want you to do a little bit more inner child work.
Okay.
Which one particularly?
I'm actually doing the I'm sorry, thank you.
Yes.
That is what I'm doing.
Good. Now go in and talk to your 4-year-old and teach your 4-year-old that particular healing tool. And watch her say, okay, when you see this, honey, when you see this coming, and you're going to stand next to her because you're mommy. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to do this and see, oh, here it comes. This is what we do. And then you recite those, show her how to do it, as a chant, and give her that power and that self-esteem she needs.
Ho'oponopono, that's the name.
Yes. And that's what you're going to do is you're going to teach her. You got to get into that feel of that Ho'oponopono. You got to really get into that feel. Teach her because she doesn't have the tools. And that's why she gets like this when the erratic energy happens. She goes but she's now looking at me going, yeah, I could copy mommy. So yeah, you do that. Now, what else do you want her to do? They said that you're going to fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with those little girls inside of you. Even if you have a little boy, why do I see a puppy as a part of you? It's okay.
Because I had a small dog.
Okay. You go
as
and
a
love
youth.
that. Yeah, you go and love
Yeah.
that. That makes
her
sense.
Spirit, her spirit still is with me a lot.
Okay, yeah, go and love that.
So,
And
yeah.
you know what? Get those cuddles, because one of the things that it gave you was joy.
it did. It gave me an immense joy that still
Okay.
was with me, and
So,
she's still in my memory.
okay, so when you see that puppy and you go inside, I want you to share heart to heart in a figure 8 and let that puppy do what it wants to do, which is to fill you up and make you feel complete. And I can feel that puppy saying, you can draw upon my puppy energy at any time, because I know when I looked at you, I didn't really have to be afraid. There's a part of that puppy that would stare at a certain age and just go, yeah. So you can draw, that's the power you can draw upon and to become more you. That sounds really good. This is a really good reading today. Yay, good job, honey.
Excellent. It was excellent. Thank you.
Oh, and use your bobble wand a little bit more, especially to the, the eradicated energy. Okay?
I know what you're talking about.
Good. All right. Well, thank you, dear. I appreciate you for honoring me, and we will talk to you later. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye, dear. Okay, so that is a good thing. How do I get back to the right screen? There you go. We're all doing good here. Okay, now, what's that, dear?
I got a couple more.
Gotcha. All right, there you go.
Mara, I am looking to know what my grandpa is trying to communicate.
All right, I'm trying to call. Now, interesting enough, I can feel grief in my lung. All of a sudden, I feel like there's a bronchitis or something going on with my lung. Now, I'm asking them not to get too close, because I don't know if that's in it. There's something to do with not too close. You know that feeling you feel when you're feeling attacked? It's an arrested development. There's a part of you that doesn't know how to get beyond that. Now explain to her. In karate class, when I was younger, I was raped. And so that was 13. And here it comes when I'm 31. And I took karate class, and the karate instructor said, so you had been in a situation you couldn't get out of, and you felt the attack. And I said, yes. And he says, can you tell me? And I told him. He says, put me in that position that you were in. And I'm like, I can't think beyond, except for how the hell would he get out of this? So I did. And then he showed me how to get out of it. And he gave me my power back. He says, because you got to reclaim your power. He says, Mara, you need to reclaim some of that power. You need to find, and we have to get past that. Now, how I would tell people to get past this is to use a healing tool. And sometimes cord switching is that you take off, you put this on me, and I'm going to take my power back. And it's a process. It's a free healing tool, and you can do that, or you can make an appointment with me and we can work on it that way. So holding your breath does not help for it to change. If you're scared and you're, taking a deep breath in, your body hasn't learned how to really take the energy and take a nice deep breath. And so you may want to start getting that heart rhythmically. So as soon as you start to feel attacked, allow yourself to breathe in the count of 5 and feel it, and put your hand here and then breathe and let it go for the count of 5, and do that counts of 5 back and forth, keeping your hand on your forehead as you feel that attack. Slowly, if you measure it, put it on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being, you can slowly start to bring this down. And you're going to think, oh my God, my thoughts are getting better. My emotions, I don't feel as strong. Keep it going until you feel like it's 0, so that you don't have to rebuild up. You're going to retrain your body to get out of the habit. Okay, who's next?
Dawn Hopkins. She says, hello, my name is Linda. Sorry. Okay, Dawn Linda Hawkins.
Okay.
Any message from Spirit would be wonderful. I just lost my best friend soulmate of 3 years. Please really feel lost. Thanks.
All right, you know who she is. I'm not seeing, somebody just came over here that's given me a note. Okay, from what I can see, it is, they couldn't be here, but there's a note here. The note says, we can feel you're being lost. Now, as this person is trying to come closer, your pain of loss is the only thing that it can't get past. It's like they want to connect up, but the vibration of loss doesn't allow it. So it's like I want to tune into my Michigan radio station, but I live in South Australia. I can't use a regular radio to do that. So what you're supposed to do is take that feeling of loss, take that pain and start healing it out. Now, if you're not ready to, you won't. But if you are ready to, the simplest thing to do would be make an appointment with me. Next thing is do this. And the other part I would tell you to add with it. Now, if you just can only remember this, fine. But notice it's helping you to resolve the emotions that are causing your thoughts to think a certain way and believe a certain thing. And again, your efficiency. So when you start to heal that and calm that down, the connection will become stronger, and so that you can actually begin to hear. I hear my mother. I mean, that hat is for my mother. I have a sister that died a while back, but she was in Michigan and South Australia, and I was taking a hike here in Australia, and I found a sweater, couldn't figure out who to return it to. And after my husband says, well, did you read the tag? And I looked at the tag, and it's my sister's name, and I immediately knew it was a message from her. So you can have your loved ones communicate. Now, how did I do that? How did they do that? And I have to tune in. How I tuned in was I healed my pain, my sadness, my suffering, my loss. These things cause you to be in the past or the future, and it doesn't allow you to ever be present. Okay, who's next?
Jessica Baker.
And if you were trying to figure out how to be next, hold on. If you try to figure out how to be next, you email in, and that's how we can find you. Okay, Jessica Baker. What'd she say?
I have never had a reading before, new to me, but I have had someone from my past come back into my life, and he wants to date. Can you tell me if he is the one for me? Thank you so much.
Okay, so an X is an X, it usually is, but let's find out if there's something else. And that is make the effort. They're saying make the effort. Okay, so you're supposed to see something. They said that you have got to heal the red flags that you used to have towards this person, because somehow as you work this out with this person, you're drawing in your soulmate. Now, it came in sideways. Didn't say they were the soulmate. They just said that this soulmate is coming in. Now, I'm going to tell you a thing about soulmates is that you can go into the next step further. And that is, if your soulmate is meant to teach you lessons, it could be painful. If it is supposed to help you with love, it will be. But you can heal your shit out, and you can have a beautiful, more beautiful relationship with this person. Now, they said it is safe for you to love again, and that's what you need to address. At whatever time you got that relationship that you were in, may or may not have been good, but you are now have grown, and your thoughts have changed. And they said that you are a little bit more able to have more passion, where maybe, did you not have passion before? You were starting to develop more of who you are. You had to go get some experiences. You had to heal some of your pain. So, I mean, it looks like a go-ahead to me. All right, anybody else?
Sheila Miller. Question. What is my healing power? I know I'm a healer. I just need direction.
Well, as far as a healer goes, the one thing you have to understand, if you really are a healer to some degree, you have to learn how to really tap into the energies of a higher frequency. from the bandwidth, from the reconnection, from Reiki, one of those. And then you have to understand that when you cultivate and you start to get addressed to that, you use it and you go deeper, it means in the feeling. You can't do it mentally. Mentally, ego wants to control it. Emotionally, you're going to want to control it. But if you allow yourself to feel with the love, feel with love, then all of a sudden what happens is you can easily just turn your hands on, you can rub it together, and you can start to take and move the energy. Okay. When you begin to take and build that energy, you can actually let it listen to it. Now, again, connecting up to your higher self, connecting up. What does that mean? It means get past your shit. Don't let ego direct it. Your healing power is to begin to listen and let the energy flow. You're meant to show more light just by walking on the planet, and you haven't brought that energy down through yet, and you haven't quite demonstrated what you want to be yet. But when you begin to, you will, because you're going to come more in alignment. Don't go, oh, this is the way I should be. Anything negative, just let it go and start to become more that energy. That's how they've sculpted me. Anybody next?
Nope.
Okay. We'll go towards the rooms, and after we go towards the rooms, and then it'll be time to go. So if anybody is in YouTube land, say I'm here, and you want a reading, say I'm here. If you want a reading, just say I'm here. Anybody in these other two rooms, if you have not got one, say I'm here, and then we'll go from there. Again, be easier if you just email, but I'm going to trust that when you say you're here, you won't leave. Okay? Because this one says, is that Garris? Say I'm here. I'm looking at you. Garris Aaron, if you're here, say I'm here. But otherwise, we try to go to the email so that everybody gets to be addressed. Okay. Yes. So we have a Garris and a Joe. So the Garris will be first. All right. And seeing if you email, you could actually get your question. So you're stable, not too bad. They said that looking for acknowledgement, looking for a way to see if certain things are balanced, but you seem to be bumping into what? Oh, that's interesting. I feel like your energy is out here, and so it's not really going inside. Are you not connected with your field? So is the spirit in the body? Yeah. What do you mean? The brain is disconnected from your field, and you would want to know. Yes. What's that about? Why? Because it's what you do toward yourself. What do you do to yourself? Is that you feel like your love is unreceived. There's a belief, and it's very limited. And that the reason that's unreceived is because you were taught it's better to give than to receive. If that's the case, you need to change that belief system, because it's going to stop you from ever receiving, or when all the effort you do will feel like no, your love isn't getting received. So you have to address that and then heal it out. There's tools. Where did it go? Joe.
Yeah.
Miss Joe. So it's lately you've been feeling attacked, and they're telling me to take these cards. And if I take these cards and I'm looking at it, tell me a little bit more. And they said, it's safe for you to love. And I'm going, tell me more. And they're saying, well, there's a part of you, because the card came up half and half, and it says, you don't know whether you deserve love. And there's a part of you that says that you haven't forgiven yourself to what happened when you were 7. And they said what happened is that also to handle and address it, you used your ego to solve it, which then put up barriers. And those barriers are actually causing you to have pain. And if I look a little bit further, they said free yourself, completely free yourself of that. And I said, is there any specific emotion that causes the tie? And the panic. So there's before, during, and after. And it's literally causing a limitation. And I asked a little bit more, and they said there's a part of you that feels like you're a religious background or a spiritual path. Something in your path that has been spiritually taught to you in some form has said to you, maybe they put the fear of the devil in you, or the fear of God, or they said that, you're a sinner and you're not going to, there's some beliefs that need to go. Okay. And we look over here, YouTube land. I don't see any more. Look at to the next one. I don't see anything up here. So we're going to say goodbye to YouTube land, and we will see you later. And let me hang up from that. And remember to resolve to evolve. Okay. Over in Medicine Woman Solution, resolve to evolve, heal instead of deal, and you can heal that. So stay blessed. So we're just going to say goodbye to these two. And now we'll just finish this over here.